Welcome back, everybody, to Late Night at the Movies on the Late Night Chat Network, your first stop for pop culture talk. I'm your host, Niko, and today we got a very special episode. We're here live and in person with a very special guest. It's actually his second time on this show, and it is, of course, your buddy there, Max. Allan, what's going on?
Yeah, it's good to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate inviting me on.
Yeah.
And I'm really
Talking to the mic,
for this.
man.
Don't be afraid of it.
I'm not used to this.
But yeah, no, thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah,
we really
well, thanks
appreciate
for
you
having
stopping
me.
by. And of course, Max, not only is Allan your buddy here that you brought on the show as our guest here today, you guys did like a pick together for today's episode. This is episode 67, Tenet by Christopher Nolan, in celebration of his upcoming movie, of course, the Oddysey, that'll be coming out next week at the time of this recording. By the time you guys actually watch this episode, it'll be coming out that day. And I heard you guys got some tickets to go see it the night of. Been very nice, very nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out.
The night before it comes out.
And of course, Jay is here as well. Don't forget about Jay. What's going on, bro?
Let's not forget about Jay.
Jay.
You can never forget
Nobody
about Jay.
puts baby in the corner.
But yeah, as I mentioned, this is episode 87, and we're doing the movie Tenet for this episode. So yeah, without further ado, why don't you take it away here?
So yeah, I think I already told Allan before I told you guys that I was like wanting to do Tenet for the show, and when I mentioned it to him, he was like, "Yo, you got to have me on for that," and I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah," because I love this movie, and I think we all like we would meet. I don't speak for Allan, but I think he likes it too a lot too. And
I really like this movie.
Yeah. So yeah, in prep for Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, I think like every time like Chris Nolan he comes out with a movie, it's like a real event. Like you feel the weather change outside. Like
the last time with the Barbenheimer, that was a huge deal.
Every time,
even when Tenet came out, because of COVID at the time and the fact that he was trying to like save movies by switching that into theaters.
That was an awkward time.
It sure was.
It really was. Like
social distancing in the theater
and all that. It was.
I knew this is where we were going to kind of start with this. Because how can you not? Because if you guys watched it in theaters at that time, it was strange. This was the first movie, at least here in Canada, when the theaters opened back up, that you were like this, and I think Fast and the Furious 9 or 10.
It was the New Mutants. Remember that X-Men movie?
Which I watched.
With that
and I was like just rabid to do anything, see anything. I watched all of those movies that came out around that time, but like it was awkward because that was the time where you couldn't even like sit beside people like in a theater,
even friends,
and they were making you like they were asking you for you to wear the mask, like when you were actually in the theater watching the movie. So like it was just a weird time to begin with. Meanwhile, Christopher Nolan was trying to push this movie out, and he was trying to like save movies. And then there was a lot of people that obviously were criticizing him at the time, saying he was being irresponsible for trying to pump this movie out into theaters. But it was literally the first movie I think back like worldwide.
I think it was
that that was like the big release at that time, from what I can remember. Right?
I just remember that was like that was a weird time. If you know, everyone who's seeing this is probably alive. I don't think we have any 6-year-old fucking viewers, right? Like most people, you were seeing this, you're most likely were alive during that time. And like you remember what that summer was like, and I just remember that first year of the pandemic, like summer was when they kind of eased up on all those like restrictions, and people were like, people want to go on patios and stuff.
Yeah, but it was like they kept moving the goal line. Like one day it was this restriction, the next it wasn't, and then it was like
they were trying though.
Theaters like closed. I think even a few weeks later that initially.
Yeah, it wasn't last long. It was really like I think it was just because
here was worse than other places though. Like here was worse in terms of the restrictions.
I heard. I was reading on the research for this movie. I don't even think like people could even watch it if you were in New York State because they had like a statewide ban. So this movie didn't even like
because they got hit bad at first.
So they didn't even open this movie in New York City when that happened, right? So but so I saw it. I remember seeing that opening day. I saw it with Allan. I saw it with actually we saw it with a bunch of friends of ours, right?
Usual moviegoers.
Usual movies, and I just remember talking to the movie theater guy because they were only letting people sit like 2 at a time, but we were like 5. Our party was like 5. So I was like, is it possible we could all just 5 sit together? Right. It's like we had to even negotiate that. Like it was just a really awkward time, and I think because of the time when this movie came out, I think people were like, first off, it's a extremely confusing movie, I think, to begin with. Like, at least on a first watch.
Probably the worst first watch, I'd say.
Yeah.
I haven't rewatched it till now.
Yeah.
I watched it in theaters. Have not rewatched it till now, and this guy can attest to the fact. Like, I love Christopher Nolan. He's one of my favorite filmmakers. Like, at least out of more modern filmmakers, and last 20 years or whatever. And yeah, I have not rewatched it till this
Mhm.
conversation here today,
And,
because I was so like not even I confused does not even cover it. Like I understood kind of like sort of what was going on 3/quarters through the film, which I guess that's when they kind of start revealing stuff. But it was.
I think Christopher Nolan has that reputation for making sort of like
very intellectual movies.
Yeah,
like a lot of time frame film.
Yes,
time frame. Yeah, and
like
stuff to do with time.
quote unquote
But-
confusing movies, but like they're movies you're gonna have to see at least more than once. Like
That's
you're
actually
gonna have to
smart.
see it a couple of times.
Yeah,
If it
But-
intrigues you enough to watch it a second time, it's always a smart thing to do.
But
You're
I
gonna
think
wanna watch
Tenet is by far his most confusing movie.
yes.
I think like
Yes.
like
more than
Inception for sure. Maybe that might
I
have
don't
been the second.
understand when it came to Interstellar. I get why some people were confused by what happened at the
Yeah.
end of that movie. For me, for somebody who understood most of those movies, maybe for the most part,
That,
on
I
a
think
first
your
watch.
genius intellect. If you like can watch a Christopher Nolan movie and understand it like on a first watch.
But there's people I know that don't like those films because they didn't understand them,
Yeah.
and I feel like that was me watching this film
Yeah.
because like
You're gonna pull out a dictionary for this one, bro.
like a notepad. Or, yeah,
No. There's words that I didn't have. I didn't know. I had to look into those.
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of physics.
Me, mine
words and
too,
Stuff
yeah.
like that. It was a little fucked up.
temporal time.
Temporal pincer.
Temporal pincer.
There's
Entropy.
I mean,
and
so
fucking all those
do
words.
does
Yeah,
anyone
entropy.
so do people know what that is? A temporal pincer?
that was basically when he was
That's what I
describing a
understand.
team was going inverted through time and they were moving
And
forward through
forward,
time
yeah.
and they were supposed to watch each other's back.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
Exactly that.
And I only am able to explain that on the third watch for talking about this here
Yeah.
today of this movie ever.
No,
Because
but-
that last watch, I watched it in two parts. I watched the first hour and then the last hour and a half, and I was writing notes the whole fucking time for this show.
Like,
And
it's
that
like
was
fun.
2 days ago because
Yeah.
I watched it last week. I was more confused than the first fucking time I saw the movie. I swear to God.
That
I was
is-
just like, I don't know how I'm going to talk about this film. Yes, but that is what it is, right? The pincer thing. Like,
Yeah. There's like a military like a tactic called a pincer flank or something, pincer movement, where like when you're charging an enemy, you like hit it from both sides, left to right, like a pincer.
Yeah.
Like a
Right?
flank and
Like
and
a flank.
one in the rear.
Yeah. And then temporal is just time, so it's like a
Yeah.
time pincer, like like what he's saying, like
So
one
basically,
team
those
forwards.
SWAT team guys, some of them were going
Yeah,
inverted
red and
through
blue.
time, and then the other ones were moving forward, and they were supposed to watch each other's back, like for their missions that they were doing.
So
I believe, right?
it could also work with the the enemies.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can see the enemies
Well-
coming through and
that's what the enemy does. Sator does
Yeah.
that in the highway sequence, right?
Yeah.
Because he has one team going forward, and then
Not only that, bro, they're sending shit from the future to him in the
Yeah.
past.
yeah.
As soon as they started getting into that, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, like what the fuck is going
Star
on
Trek.
here?
This is even past Star Trek.
Yeah,
Not
it is
only
like some
that,
Star
the
Trek
first half hour of the movie is pure info dump, and they
Yeah.
jump right into it. I don't know
It's all
how
direct.
anybody would have understood this movie the first time. I honestly don't.
No, I didn't
and
understand.
under
at
those
all.
circumstances of COVID, I was like,
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I hated this fucking movie
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
time I watched it.
No,
I was like,
I
this is
I
the
didn't care
worst
for it much.
Christopher Nolan movie.
You know what I
said.
said to you? I said I was scared, bro.
Listen.
I just
Okay,
didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to think of it. And
Yo-
then
This
I
guy
had
asked
to
me
look
the
up
other day,
big words.
answer me one thing before we talk about this movie the other day. This guy asked me, is
Is
this
he
guy dead? Like, what are you talking about?
which guy?
What's
The protagonist. This guy thought he thought he was he didn't even know if he was alive. I'm like,
Yeah.
what does that have to do with anything? I'm like, what are you talking
I don't
about?
know.
he gave like some different
Yeah.
the movie that we
It
did
was
again.
no.
Director's
That was off the
cut.
first watch, man.
This guy's like, is he alive, bro? Because like I couldn't figure this out.
Yeah, yeah. You watched a different movie, I guess.
It wasn't the tenants.
Yeah.
Tenet, yeah.
The tenants.
The Tenet.
the tenant.
The
Yeah.
apartment.
Fuck. No.
You want to hear like a really crazy story, actually, and you know this story. Because you were there when we saw this the first time. Okay, I'm looking at the screen already. I'm like confused out of my mind. What is going on? And then he kind of gives himself an out, Christopher Nolan, in there's a line that woman says, the
I
scientist,
wrote it down.
don't even try to understand it, just feel it. Or
Don't try to understand it. She literally says that.
And I feel like that's like kind of a line at the audience, like don't try so hard.
And then later on, Robert Pattinson basically says the same thing. He's like, "Your head hurting yet?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, go to sleep."
Dude,
It's like Christopher Nolan kind of jabbing at the audience.
He's like, "Don't worry about all this bullshit.
You'll figure it all out.
But
Let's see the bungee cord. Yeah. Don't worry about this time bullshit. Let's just see some cool things. That's basically what happened here.
Catching bullets.
Yeah. That's sick though. But like we're watching this movie right back in 2020, and I think we like smoked a little, drinked a little. Like I mean, I did, and like so I'm already kind of just out of it, trying to understand what the hell is going on in this movie. Then my friend, you know what I'm talking about. My friend James is sitting next to me, and our friend James, he is like the type of guy who like will look at his phone the entire movie.
Oh God.
But and still understand it. Like you can understand it better than me.
He's
not
even
understand it better than I do. I'm like trying to watch.
Like he's like explaining the movie to him after.
That's even worse.
So he's on his phone, right? And I'm just watching the movie, and he nudges me, and he's like, "Yo, Chadwick Boseman just died in the middle of the fucking movie," and I'm just like, "Huh?"
I think he's told me this before.
He's like, "Huh?" He's like, "Yeah." You know, like, no, he didn't even say Chadwick Boseman. He said, "Yo, T'Challa, Black Panther, he's dead." I'm like, "Huh?" Like, isn't this guy like in like, isn't this like young man? Like, how did he die? And I was just like, it took me out of the movie for like 5 minutes. I was just like, what the fuck? And then he just goes back to like scrolling on his phone.
That's when people didn't know he was like sick, and they like there's pictures of him before that, and people were like, "Oh, he doesn't look well." And then
and I remember like after the movie was over, I was just like, "Whoa, he died!" Like actually, like that's real news. Like looking it up, and then I just remember, I think you and James were talking about it. I think you guys understood it or like pretended to understand it. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. That was me the first time I watched Interstellar. I'm like, this was sick, but I'm like, but he's like behind the wall. I'm like, I don't know what's going on there. But I
feel like I knew what I was getting into. Like you just when you see a bunch of Christopher Nolan movies, you just know what you're getting into.
Well, there's always the time manipulation thing. He likes to play with time and everything. He does, even like
and you see it in the trailer, and you know what, like you just know what you're jumping into.
Yeah.
So I was extra focused, like. I feel like when I got out of that movie, I knew what was going on. But now that I've seen it 4 times, I can say I really didn't know as much as I thought I did.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. The second time I watched it last week, I was more confused than the first time because I wasn't focusing as much because I'm like, I've already seen this once. I'll pick it up better this time. And then I was more confused. I literally had to sit there and take notes to kind of digest the information.
I just think because of the awkwardness timing like of when this movie came out, I think people were very quick to move on from it. I don't even think I thought about it like a week after it came out. I was just like moving on with my life, low key. Like,
well, not only that, it's pretty crazy. Like, I just thought of it today. I'm like, this was only 6 years ago.
Yeah,
he's won an Oscar in between these films. The Oddysey's coming out. He won for Oppenheimer.
Like, every time,
right?
He came out, every time Nolan comes,
that's crazy. I felt like this was like way longer, like way more.
No,
like,
it does feel like that.
I thought it was like more years, like before, like 2020.
But like, I just remember like. When the movie came out, I kind of just wasn't. I don't know. I think we were all just in an awkward headspace during that time, like the whole world collectively. So I think people were just quick to move on from it. It wasn't the stereotypical Christopher Nolan effect when he comes out with a movie and then people are talking about it for weeks, months, whatever years like later, right? Like people are still talking about Interstellar and all this stuff, right?
Yes.
Like, but Tenet has just kind of just been brushed to the side, and it's kind of crazy when you think about how like. Christopher Nolan, like it's always happened like that, and that was just one people kind of just moved on from. And then I remember shortly after Oppenheimer, they re-released it in IMAX, and you and me went to go see it. And
I should have brought that today. That
cool. I brought it.
You brought it? Okay, nice.
I'll show you guys in a sec. Something sick I have is one of the sickest. But when we went to go see it in IMAX, and we were watching this movie, and I was like, whoa, this movie kind of kicks ass. Like I was just like. Kind of like I was like how am I just now like I see this movie 4 years ago, how am I just now rediscovering it? Like and actually I remember the first person to really praise it was Denis Villeneuve. Like 1 year, like in 2021, he was like calling this movie a masterpiece. And like
of course they both have an obsession with James Bond movies clearly because now Denis
he's gonna make I can't wait.
I gotta take over.
I mean that's what this basically is at its core. I mean I know we're gonna get into it in a moment, but it's basically a time travel Cold War James Bond movie, essentially.
Yeah,
that's what it
espionage,
is.
all that stuff
That's what it
involved,
is at its core, though. Like that's the easiest way you can explain this
Yeah.
to somebody, because that's what it was, right?
Who would ever thought that I just what's his name? Johnson.
So,
what's his
hold
name? The main actor.
So they
They actually, I don't think they tell you his name in the movie.
No,
Are
it's
you
just the
talking about actor's name?
protagonist.
Yeah,
The protagonist.
So
What's his name?
after the IMAX screening, they gave us this film strip, like
Yeah.
and it's like a thing. This is like
And
the
the new,
sickest.
the new cover.
Yeah, this is like the sickest thing I think I own as far as film
Well, it's like an
memorabilia.
actual strip
Yeah,
from the film.
from the 70 millimeter. Yeah. It's like a little collector's item for Tenet, and yeah,
Very cool.
for
Pretty
for
neat.
those who know, we also have one for Sinners too. Me and Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. Oh, because this is the 70
Oh,
millimeter
this is the
one.
70
Yeah.
millimeter.
Which they only have in like Mississauga and like somewhere
It's a
else,
piece of
right?
downtown.
No, we saw this one at the Varsity actually, which we just
Oh,
saw.
okay, the
Inside Out.
varsity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's the sixth cover of Tenet, and
That's sick.
I'll
What's
just
on
say
that-
this.
What's on that real piece?
Yeah, you can slide it out if you want.
No. Don't grease it up.
I
You
think
don't have
it's just some scenes from the
It's just
movie.
scenes from the film. Look.
Very cool.
to. Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
you see?
neat, man.
We had one.
It's kind of hard to see. You gotta have it in like the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I can see through
Negative or whatever.
it.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
If you want to see that too.
Yeah. Let me see.
You can break it up.
Oh, yeah. It's a bunch of scenes from the film.
Yeah,
there.
it's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a nice little souvenir, right? Yeah, for sure.
Alan has one of his.
Yeah.
has one
Nice.
too. So,
Very cool.
So yeah, man, and I think me and Alan, after we watched that movie, like they went for the re-release, I think we both looked at each other and were like, I think this is Christopher Nolan's best movie.
Yeah.
Yo.
It's a
Honestly,
crazy statement.
I know a lot of people
This
are not
one?
on the same island as we are. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is
Okay.
my favorite.
Yeah, I can't get there with you guys. Sorry.
I will
no.
say this. Okay, so fun fact: it's his most expensive film for an original idea. An original, like a
Right.
non. So like the Dark Knight Rises has a bigger budget, and
Right.
so does the Odyssey. But this is like his third most
Right.
expensive film, and it's the one that he came up
Beautifully
with.
shot. I mean,
Beautiful
beautifully
movie.
shot.
Shot in
Yeah.
IMAX
The
and,
action sequences are some of his best, if not his best,
amazing,
honestly.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like,
And that's what, and you know that's
And all you had to do is push rewind. A couple times.
that's the thing. Yeah.
Fast forward, rewind.
no, I mean,
Play
I
with this VCR,
I can
guys.
appreciate this film on the level of those things, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, for me, no, it's nowhere near the top.
Yeah, no,
But-
that's fair. Listen. I know we're probably in the minority on that
Yeah.
one, but
No, go on. I
but
mean,
like,
that's
but
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like okay, for me personally,
Not even though there's certain people that don't like things like Inception, Interstellar, but they like.
I love it.
No,
I
but
love
there-
Inception.
No, I know you don't like Interstellar that much, but
Interstellar, you know, here's
not
the
on the
thing.
level most people
Here's
do.
the thing: Christopher Nolan has no bad films. Okay, let's just
Yeah,
put
I
that
agree.
out there. All his films are great, like, and he's a great filmmaker. And maybe maybe the hottest in the world right now. Like, I think that's not even a
Of course, it's
controversial.
the fact that the studio backed the Odyssey is
Yeah,
insane.
it's like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah,
top
yeah.
dog right now. So
He's got to pull this one off. So.
yeah,
Yeah, well,
like they might ask him
He did
to
it with an Oppenheimer.
they
Yeah.
might ask him to film like the second moon landing. Like he's almost like a Kubrick kind of like
yeah.
at this
No,
point,
he's
Yeah.
You know what I
big,
mean?
for
The
sure.
second
right? Yeah, for real.
With the studio backing he has, absolutely.
yeah. So but for my sensibility, Alan knows this. You probably know this. I love action films. I think this is his finest action film. Like just one brilliant set piece after another. They crashed the effing like
Man, there's
jet.
Batman movies.
They
in there,
crashed
bro.
the real plane into
Bro,
a
I
thing.
don't know.
Like,
The building blows
There's
up,
Batman
it
movies
comes
in there.
back
I don't
together,
know.
and
I
they
get
blow
it.
it
Oh,
up.
yeah.
That's a crazy scene.
I think that.
You know, what's that,
I
Jay?
think some of the action in the Batman stuff is a little bit crazier.
That you know what?
This
Okay.
is interesting.
But here's
But
the
we never
thing.
seen anything
I
in
would say
reverse.
that
Yeah,
I would say like you remember when we did Kill Bill,
Yeah.
with some other idiot that came on the show. I don't even remember. Anyways, but remember when we did Kill Bill?
Yeah, of course.
So I said on that show, this is the most Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
For me, this is like the most Christopher
You
Nolan
think so?
Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
I think this combines the best of his action abilities, like we just saw in the Batman films, like you
Yeah.
said, and things like Inception, with his crazy time
Right.
concepts, like a high like level concept kind of film stuff, because like to all of us are admittance here, it's the most confusing probably out of all his films in
100%.
terms of the plot. So I think like he kind of took what he was known for and good at and combined like it to the highest degree
Mhm.
of level of craft in this movie.
Like,
100%.
Which I will
Nerd.
agree with you guys
Very
on, but
ambitious
I
film.
think which is weird because for me as a big Christopher Nolan fan, you think I would be loving that fact that this is the most film that has both of,
Yeah.
but it's just like the story for me in the other films just outweighs this one.
Okay,
like,
that's fair.
and the concepts, the action's top notch.
I'll
in
just say
movie,
this
though.
with because you brought up Interstellar. I do like that film, my kind of issue with it, and this is kind of like a small gripe of like space films in general, they just move a little too slow for me. Like they're just in a spacecraft and you just like, it's beautiful, but it just kind of
maybe because you don't see anything moving too much in the background.
And then but like as far as like high octane action that like a Tenet will have, like where you have like crazy scenes, they're bungee jumping on a building. There's like,
you know what it is with that movie though, bro. For something a criticism that people, a fair criticism people have of some Christopher Nolan's films though, is that they're very cold. Like there's no
emotion. Like
right. That film that has a great scene that really like that's what most everyone talks about in that movie is that's the main part I feel like of Interstellar that resonates with people, which other films are very like void of that. Like and like you may have like a woman like in distress, like just being tortured in all of his films. I don't, like this guy loves torturing these women.
I don't think his movies are cold. I think
they are.
I think he thinks, and this is not like a
concepts outweigh the
you know what's cold? 2001. That's like cold.
Interstellar at times is the same.
No, it's not nothing like 2001.
No, yes, you're right. 2001's like more, but I'm saying like most of his other. Like most of his other work though is about like you know just men driven by like
ambition and stuff
right.
like that.
So that's what I meant by cold. Like we don't really get like emotional moments.
I think it's more like, and this is not like this is gonna be like kind of sound like a slight towards him, but whatever. I think he thinks they're deeper than they are, like Christopher Nolan. Yo, there's
well, it was like when Southberg made fun of Inception with the dreams of the dreams.
Funny ass. Okay, shout out Letterboxd. There's one fun. If you go on Tenet. If you want Tenet for the Letterboxd
scrolling through
the funniest review there is like the first top comment. It's like, hi, I'm Christopher Nolan. Welcome to my masterclass. This is how I add emotional depth to my story. Step 1, add woman. Step 2, add child.
Yeah.
And
I saw that review. It's like one of the top rated. Yeah, I saw that one. No, that's a fair criticism of all this movies. He has some woman being tortured in all of them. And
wives are always dying.
And people have criticized him about there's no depth to his like women characters, especially in terms of like the character development. It's just like we're just gonna put this person as a plot device in the film and we're gonna like just torture the shit out of this woman. And like meanwhile this other guy's off, you know, and like exploring space or exploring dreams or like you know what I mean. There's always which I love, but like you know.
Can I actually say one thing? Because you brought up the Batman movies. You know the thing is,
I love fucking Batman. Who would know?
Yeah, the protagonist. By the way, I will never call another man the protagonist. That is like you'll never catch me saying that. Like
that's like you're the GOAT.
That's worse than calling another man daddy. Like the protagonist. What the
then he thought he was getting slick later on in the movie, and he's talking about the bad guys out on the battlefield. You're like, it's an antagonist, and I'm like, get out of here now with this thing.
I think that was a lot of people's like gripe about this movie. It's like Christopher Nolan's up his own ass a little, like the protagonist, and like what is that? Like
the most Christopher Nolan. I'm telling you, Nolan film. Even at the end, he's like, I am the protagonist.
I employ you and I work for myself.
No, but you brought up Batman. Okay, Batman to me, and I think I've said this to all of y'all, like Batman is like probably the best superhero.
Tell us about how Rises is technically the best film.
I wasn't even gonna go there. I will say the one critique I have about that trilogy, it's like the flaw of that trilogy to me is the action sequences, like not the big set pieces, but the although some of those too, but the hand-to-hand combat sequences, they're edited so choppily that you don't really ever see the action. And I think the reason why they did that was because Christian Bale doesn't know how to fight like on camera well. Like he just is not a trained fighter or martial artist like that whatsoever. So it just didn't look good.
Are any of these guys?
No, but the thing is, so you guys know that the main character of this movie is played by Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington. He is actually like, I was like, why did Christopher Nolan cast this guy who's not really like a name or anything? Like, why did he cast him? And then my theory, and then my theory was like, I know that this guy used to play football. Like he was a football player.
He was on the show Ballers.
Yeah, I think he almost got drafted.
That was my introduction to him. I was on that show. I thought he was excellent on that show. It was basically like
Entourage,
but
like athletes, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Same producers.
I think
UFC host.
The Rock was on it.
Yeah, The Rock was on it. I think I was like, oh, like he probably cast him because as a former football player, he knows how to run. He knows how to run very well on camera. He's an athlete, right? I mean, there's this one
backwards too.
Yeah, backwards too. There you go. And then I watched like a little featurette on YouTube about the making of Tenet, and Christopher Nolan is literally just saying that exact same words. Like, I wanted someone with athletic ability to basically play this role.
Can I be honest with you guys? Would have much rather another leading man in this
film.
He's fine. I've liked him in movies I've seen him in. He's been good in some things. I just think that this would have been a much better movie with another person.
I was really critical of him the first time I saw this movie.
And this is earlier. This is like, he's just getting really good roles at this point in time.
And then later on, he was in that movie with Zendaya, the Malcolm and Marie, and that was like more of an acting sort of.
Was he in that movie Black Klansman too? Where
he
was
undercover? That was the first thing I ever saw. Was
yeah. He's good in that. Yeah.
I mean, that movie was okay to me.
But I'm just saying he was good in it. Like the movie is whatever.
Okay. He's okay. The first time I saw this movie, I was like, oh, like this guy has like he's not really commanding anything. And I thought like Robert Pattinson kind of stole the show for me. Like as far as like the
but this is the problem. Like in Inception, you have Leo as the lead, right? And like again, a crazy concept, action, but Leo is the lead, right?
But I was really like not in love with him at his acting.
What do you think of him in this movie?
The first time,
the first time I thought he was very like monotone,
right?
Like you just don't really get much expression from him. He's kind of just like speaking, and you don't like you said he's not really acting. But I feel like the theme of the movie, like he's kind of like this agent that. Like they're withholding information from each other, so I just feel like he's playing like this kind of like nonchalant character now. That's what I realize him to be now. But initially, I was like, yeah, he's not acting too well. I'm more forgiving about it now.
No, I actually really like his performance in this movie. Yeah, at first I didn't, but I've warmed up to it, and I think
he's cool, calm, and collected.
I think the point of the character
is
the point of the character is that he's kind of green-eyed. He doesn't really know what's going on.
Absolutely, he doesn't know what's going on the whole fucking movie.
So he kind of has to have this like
feels like us, like we're
kind of out of place,
figuring it out, and he's also figuring it out. Like
right.
So I
feels like we're in his shoes.
Hence why I think he's got that name. Like he is the protagonist of the story, but he's also kind of being led around through the film by all of these other circumstances of things that are happening.
And
like even Robert Pattinson, he didn't know what he was up to the whole movie.
He's the one that's carrying the main plot.
Oh, absolutely. But I think it's just like, but like you said, we're kind of like him going through.
It's like all those messages you get in the movie that feel directed towards the audience, but they're saying it to him, but it really feels like it's coming to you.
No, that's a good point.
No,
by the way, I don't hate him in this movie. I just think it would have been a much stronger film with maybe a different lead.
But I think the reason why Nolan didn't go for the name was because he needed like an athletic person, right? Like, and how many real actors in Hollywood have that. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like in martial arts movie, it's way easier to find a fighter and just teach them how to act versus get an actor and then it's way harder to teach them how to fight.
No,
yeah.
That would not have been the answer. No.
Oh my God, The Rock in this movie.
Would have been a weird movie to watch.
No, that would have been yeah.
But like, so I saw this movie 4 times just for this screening.
Just for this talk.
Just for this screening. Yeah. And like twice before. Like
I watched it twice for this talk.
So usually I try to watch it twice, but Christopher Nolan movies, like I feel like I had to watch it a bunch of times.
More time.
By the way, the movie is still fresh to me. Like I could watch it right now. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
The opening scene when in the opera when they show John David for the first time, and they're like, he's that Russian guy's like, wake up the Americans, and then he just like.
The way he wakes up is so crazy.
Yeah, cocks the gun, and I'm like, okay, this guy belongs. This guy belongs in this movie. Like I'm like, I actually really like him in this movie now. Right. Like, I think Christopher Nolan made the right choice, even though like I know the peripherals of it are like going for an A-lister, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I think, and it's an ambitious choice too.
Yeah,
to go for that, and I think an ambitious choice for an ambitious film.
I will say, I was really looking forward to talking about it here today because I remember saying you for years now, like the whole time since we've been doing this show, you're like, got to rewatch it. I think you'll like it more the second time. You got to rewatch it, and I own it on 4K now. 4K, and I was like, because I bought like the collection of the Nolan stuff in 4K. I was like, yeah, I plan on it. I'm gonna check it. So I'm glad you really picked it here today because I did get a chance to kind of revisit it. Like I said, in all truthfulness, still not my favorite Nolan. It's probably lower, like towards more, honestly, even the bottom, because that's how much I love his films. But I do have a new appreciation for it after having watched it a couple times in preparation for this talk and actually breaking it down and writing all these notes just basically to understand the concepts of the film. I do definitely think I understand it more now. And like you said, I don't think he has any bad films. I do enjoy this film, but it's just, like I said, I just can't get with the story on that level, me personally. But then like I wonder now if I were to watch it a fourth time, now that I finally wrapped my head around it, will I just go with it now and enjoy all the action set pieces and the sequences and I
think you should give it a shot. Not
but should
immediately,
any
but
person have to work this hard for a film?
But that's what I feel like makes this film so special.
Right.
It gets better over time, and it just keeps getting better. I watched it 4 times and I'm still finding new things.
That's my question, because sometimes we talk about on this show, is this a failure of the film if the film doesn't come across to the viewer? And I'm not saying it's going to come across in the first viewing even, but sometimes when you literally got to sit there and write down, it's like I'm sitting there like, and the guy's literally throwing it back in your face, like, don't worry about all this shit. That's what I mean. Like, it's hard for me to just wholeheartedly be like, I love it that much as a result, because I'm putting in, and I used to give one of our friends, Peter, actually a hard time because he didn't like Interstellar the first time he watched it. And I was like, bro, you're going to like this movie. Just watch it. Give it another chance. And he admitted to me after the fact, he said, I didn't like that movie initially just because I didn't understand it. Once I understood that movie, it's one of his fucking favorite movies now, especially of his movies. But that's what I mean. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes if you don't understand something, you're not going to appreciate it on a level. And sometimes you watch something and you're like, not for me. Never watch it again. Right. And that's a shame when that happens. Right.
I think that's the story with a lot of people with this movie. They kind of just, it kind of is still under the rubble. Maybe I think now people are starting to finally turn around on it. And I think it has the makings of like a future classic, if it's not already one. But I think what makes Christopher Nolan such a great filmmaker and why people are so into his stuff is because he does inspire people to educate themselves and like teach themselves
words.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. How many filmmakers are doing that for you?
Because then when I started reading what it is, I'm thinking, holy fuck, this guy's really going all out and going. This is not just like little nerdy. This is full out. It's possible, but on paper. But who knows about real life? Like, it's
well,
really
that's what they even are saying throughout the film. A lot of the things that they're talking about are just theoretical, like some of the things that they're throwing out there. They're like, that's why, like Robert Pattinson, he's like, I got a master's degrees in physics during the film, he says.
You guys just try to keep up.
But that's the thing. Some of the concepts he's throwing out there, he'll start questioning him about it. Well, how about free will? How about this? Like, and he's like, listen, like, none of this like,
matters,
confirmed, or like, this is just all
once you're fucking with time, nothing matters anymore.
Hold on, though, before we move on, I got to hear from Allan here, because this guy I tried really hard when I see you logged in again on Letterboxd.
Oh yeah,
this guy 5-starred it, and I'm like, I can't read this guy's fucking review. He wrote a fucking long review too, because I'm like, we're gonna talk about it here today. So I gotta hear it from him. I think this guy gave it 5 stars. So you also love this movie. Yeah, I know this guy's been gushing.
I always liked it. Like when I initially saw it, I enjoyed it. Not as much as now, but it was at like a 4.5. I was kind of leaning. I'm like, it feels almost perfect to me. Now it does feel perfect. Because I really feel like
got there now with it.
Because I understood so much, and there's so much detail in this film that you just can't really notice on like a first watch. Like there's so many scenes, not even towards the end of the movie or at the end, you should kind of have an idea of what's going on, but just revisiting the beginning and seeing how these are like events of the future and stuff like that, and finding out what happens first, what happens later. I don't know if there's actually a genuine like start to the movie.
That's what's crazy about it is that with Robert Pattinson, when he says at the end of the film, he alludes to the fact that he's been traveling back through from on a mission where they've met each other already in the future. Like there's a point in time where there's that thing about time where it's like the flat circle, like it's basically like
time is a flat.
No, but that's what they were trying to explain. Like it's all. He's like, we've met at different points in time already.
And
like
he was like, oh, you still have so much more to go through. You're like in the middle of your journey.
And then your head's like,
Yeah, you're like, what?
The fuck is this guy
The
going on
movie
about?
is the
And-
end of the mission,
Yeah.
Right.
and then like the beginning is off screen.
But
when he
then,
like
not only this is the only thing I took away from watching the
Yeah.
first time. This guy
Yeah.
had the balls, literally, not only to explain the concept to you finally, like you fully are trying to fully form that, like what's going on about 3/4 through the film, but then he literally runs it back and shows you all the shit that you've seen already that has
Yeah.
technically occurred, that you were witnessing in the moment
Yeah.
that
The
was
Freeport
actually
scene,
inverted
right?
stuff to the
Yeah.
point where they're like encountering.
when he's fighting
That's-
each other.
That's the
yeah.
main
Mind
takeaway
blowing
I took the first time from watching the film. But at the time, I said that's a long run for a short slide. I was like, I don't know if this is worth
Mm.
all that to like for that just that little like
But maybe it's to show
realization
you
of
how
that.
stupid you are that we didn't figure it out. That
No,
quick.
but it's impressive. He
It
has
is.
balls. Like that is a ballsy fucking move to spend 3/4 of a film literally showing you what he's trying to convey the whole film, and then you're like, let's run it back now and do everything
But not
like
only that, to
that's-
add to that,
Yeah, it's crazy.
a lot of the scenes you see in the beginning that you later like understand more of,
right,
it's like the characters gain more depth just from those moments.
right.
Like there's a scene where there's a character you don't even know, and then when you find out, it just adds more of like an emotional impact to like the relationship between Robert Pattinson
Right.
and the protagonist or whatever. Yeah. When they're like fighting in the hallway and he
Right.
sees him, yeah, I was
And
like,
he takes
whoa.
off the mask and he runs
Yeah.
around the corner.
When we went to go see it the second time, like in the re-release,
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that I fully understood the movie, but I appreciated so much more because I think I was just appreciating the mechanics of the story in a sense,
Yeah.
like the way it's
just the
being
way
filmed.
everything's being filmed. Like,
Yeah,
it's his
reverse
biggest swing.
and
It is
It
definitely
is.
his biggest
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
swing.
Yeah.
At the
Time
same
is
time, bro, I
crazy.
don't understand.
that's
They're
why I say
meeting
I think
somewhere
it's
in
his
the
most
middle there.
ambitious
Yeah.
project, in my opinion.
like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
they're driving, and there's a car driving backwards.
But that's what I
I
mean.
love
They're like
that
meeting at a certain time.
You know that phrase, like the one for them, one for you, like kind of like with by directors.
Yeah.
This is one for him.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely one for him. He's like, I may
100%.
never get the chance to do a James Bond film, but I'm going to do a James Bond film the way I do films. And
Yeah.
here-
Time element
yeah,
and all that.
that's
yeah.
I do respect the hell of it, honestly, and I'm glad you picked this one today because like even the more we talk about it, I'm even appreciating it
Yeah,
more in
that's
this
awesome.
moment,
Yeah.
right? I'm going back on my opinion. I'm inverting my fucking.
Yeah. Maybe that's just the whole point of the
I'm gonna have
movie.
to get back up, and
That's-
by the
that's
end of the
honestly-
review, I'm gonna love this film. I mean, like,
and that's one of the things I touched upon when I wrote that review last night. Is like as you keep watching it, the way the movie.
I'm gonna walk back my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, the more you experience, like the more you think about it, it's like your experience is like reflected off the movie.
Right.
Like you're inverting yourself, and you're gonna enjoy it more. It's like the most
That means
genius
we'd have to have
concept
done it, like,
ever.
4
It
times.
is. It is. I'm
Four
still.
times, and then we'd have to rerun it through
Yeah.
back and forth. Shoop, shoop, shoop,
You've
shoop,
been
shoop,
pretty
shoop.
quiet over there. You're just kind of adding on to what people are saying. Though, what did you think, honestly?
No, it was a mind fuck at the beginning.
You
had
like
no
a
That's
good
idea.
mind
that's like
fuck
a
of a
mind
film.
orgy,
but,
bro.
But that's
Like,
the thing. I'm pretty sure I can catch a few more things going on.
I think this guy's gonna go
Yeah.
watch it like 3 more times after
Yeah.
today. Honestly, like
No,
this guy gets
but-
obsessed with shit like this sometimes.
Yeah, it's just because then you try to you picture like stuff like that, like certain scenes. When
did you
like,
not see this when it
you
came
wonder-
out?
No,
No,
No, you
this
didn't,
is
no.
my-
He's never
I
seen
watched-
this.
Oh,
This was your first
wow.
time?
Wow, wow, wow.
My
Okay.
first 2 watches. One of them I did high, which wasn't the greatest.
That's
Right?
when I understood it the most. when you stop
No,
trying to
why?
understand
open
it.
up your third eye.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on another
Don't,
level.
don't
here.
understand it. Just feel it.
That was
Yeah.
my second time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. It's just happens.
Inverted bullets. So.
But did you like it though? Because
I
I wasn't
did.
so sure coming here today for you because you kind of were a little worried the other
nervous
day.
about it,
Yeah.
because I didn't know where it was going. But then I started to figure out where the time and where it was switching through and where they could go back and forth. But where you were seeing parts like in the car scenes and stuff where you're seeing where did that fucking car come from and how the
When he
bullets come from the glass.
throws the
That means he's already
briefcase.
seen it before, right?
Yeah.
So it's fucking it was throwing me off in the beginning, and that first scene where he's looking at the fucking bullet hole in the opera house.
Yes.
There, that said, oh, what kind of ride am I in for? Because now this shit's going back.
Yeah, he throws you right in the deep end. They don't even
Yeah.
like you don't even know like
No.
what his organization is. You don't
No,
know
you
what
don't
he's
know
doing
who's
there.
there. No.
You're just like, what is it? I still am not clear on his organization. Was he CIA?
Tenet?
Yeah.
No, he was CIA,
at first, and then he was
Now
upgraded
he's a member
to
of Tenet, which is the
yeah.
organization.
And that's
that
that little code they all say, the midnight or whatever. What the hell is it?
it's-
there are no friends at Twilight.
That's it,
Yeah.
Twilight. Yeah.
No,
That's how you know you have a friend in the room or something,
yeah.
right?
You live in a Twilight world,
That's
and then
it,
there are
that's
no
it,
friends at
that's it,
dusk.
that's
Is
it,
the
that's
yeah,
it,
yeah. Is it? I wonder if that line is in there because Robert Pattinson is in this movie, like Twilight. Like,
He turns into Edward Cullen or whatever.
It's like a middle figure to him or whatever. Like, no, but Tenet is the organization that the protagonist creates in the future to stop the resistance. Or no, it's the resistance to stop the evil future people from.
He's like, who hired you? He's like, you don't know, you didn't figure it out yet.
You did, yeah. No, the craziest one is like there's a
that
future
was for
in your
me though,
past.
where I'm just like, okay, this is when you start talking about sending shit back from the future, and then there's that woman Priya, or that was her name,
Priya,
yeah.
Is that the
shit that she was talking about was insane too. I'm just like, she's like,
she has it all figured out.
And then they start making machines that invert people. Like, if you go around in that cylinder, it like invert. Like,
But you have to see yourself walk
the future.
No, I know, but
you
the fact that they're like sending shit from the future is such a cool idea.
It is sick.
But it's also like, what the fuck are we getting into here with these ideas?
It's kind of like Looper. Remember that movie, Looper?
Right.
Yeah,
Looper is great.
like totally
Which here's a
time run.
Here's the thing, though. I love time travel movies, and I've always said like time travel movies get confusing, but just go with it at a certain point, right? But for whatever reason, because this is a Nolan film, I'm like, no, I must understand this. I need to know what's impressive, what's going on.
But you know what's impressive though? It's a time travel movie, but they are only traveling within what you've seen.
They say that
they're
in the
not
film
showing
too.
like the future of like
it's not temporal, or he says something like that. I have it written down as a quote.
They're not showing you that dystopian future where everyone's like in flying cars or so. He's not going for that like corny shit or whatever. He's just like showing you exactly what like the movie's seeing, right? Like, do you guys want to get into the favorite scenes, favorite quotes, or
I don't know? Is there anything else you guys want to add, Allan? Is there anything else you want to add?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Just like more, I'll explain afterwards.
Okay, sure. So let's get into favorite scenes and quotes here then.
Can I start this one off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like my favorite
it's your
scene,
pick, right? You guys,
my favorite.
you guys go. I'll just jump in.
Maybe my favorite scene of the movie is the second last scene of the movie. To me, it's the emotional climax of the entire movie when
the yacht.
No,
in the cage?
when Neil, when they say goodbye to each other, Neil and the protagonist.
Oh yeah,
and
the parts that we were just talking about, where he reveals.
Yeah, and like that actually was almost. You know what's crazy? Okay. And I think we're about to talk about this. Yeah. Were we about to talk about this?
This is it.
So it took me 4 times to watch this movie, like twice in theaters and then twice on my own on that 4th watch, to finally realize that Neil dies at the end of this movie.
I never knew that either.
I never took that in.
I just figured that out right now.
Did you know?
No, I don't think.
You don't know that Neil
because
dies
when
at the end?
he walks up, he says, "I thought you were inverted."
Oh, he gets shot in the head.
He got shot in the head
by the
henchman
because he's got the
mask. You don't know, but he has the same chain on his.
I did not know that. I did not catch that.
I only caught that now
because it's on the bag.
Yeah. So when they,
I knew that was something important, but I didn't catch that.
When we saw this movie the first time, like in theaters, and they showed the ring around his bag towards the end, I was like, oh, okay, so Neil is the guy that saves him in the opera house in the beginning of the movie. That part I understood.
Right.
Remember? He saved him.
Right.
But later in the movie, they show that bag again because there's a dead body on the other side of the door.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
And then,
I didn't notice.
When the
You're blowing my mind right now.
the henchman guy, when he's about to kill the protagonist, the inverted guy comes in and saves him. That's Neil getting killed.
Yeah, he goes into the other temporal thing.
He's dead. He comes back to life and unlocks the door.
He goes into this different time where he's in the cage.
Yeah,
to help him get in.
He had to go back to help them open the door.
And you know why I mean, that's great. I didn't know that. But you know, I'm guessing why I probably didn't take anything away. Like I didn't say it.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think the only reason I didn't figure that out, though, to be honest with you, is that once it gets to the point where they're running the pincer movement thing, and they get all like in their army fatigue gear, and they're all like out on the battlefield like shooting bazooka. That part to me, I don't like that part.
Yeah, it is confusing. But
it's just like it's not important to. It is important to what's going on, obviously, but I'm so much more invested in what's going on the yacht.
You know why you don't like that
moment?
Scene?
I just don't like.
You know why you don't like that scene? You know why you don't like that scene? I'll tell you why. Because Nolan doesn't, in my opinion, he didn't really do a good job of showing who they're fighting against.
Yeah.
Like they're just shooting at random shit.
If I'm honest, there's actually 3 teams there.
Yeah, 3 teams.
Which I never noticed until this watch as well.
there's
this
two
is the
blue
problem,
and one
but this
red.
is the problem.
things that get
There's
put back
so
together.
much stuff that happens in that last stretch. I'm totally checked out by that point.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
very
be honest
easy.
with you. I'm very checked out
By
by
far
that
the
point.
most confusing
probably
aspect
the most
of the
overwhelming.
Yeah.
point of the
Yeah,
film.
and like again, you don't know who anybody is because they got their gear on. Like it's very hard to
It's very
determine.
easy.
There's cool moments like when the guy gets like inverted into the wall, like when he gets stuck
he
behind
gets
the wall,
trapped in the
and then the
wall.
wall.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Oh,
Like,
that's
shit like-
insane.
But that's
yo.
what I mean. Like shit, there's interesting things going on. But by that
What
point,
about when the building blows up, the top gets blown up, and
Yes.
put back together?
Yes,
They-
yes, yes.
RPG it again.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. There's some cool things
But
going on.
here's what I want to tell you about that Neil scene. So I didn't notice that he
Right.
died, and then there's that sad when the Ludwig Göransson score kicks in, and it's like the guy's like, he says Neil, wait, and the guy he says I'm the only one who could have opened that door in
That's
time.
right.
So he's like, yeah, I don't know any locksmith better than you. And then the guy's like, the protagonist is like, yo, wait, don't can we do anything differently? Like if you do it again. And he says, whatever's happened.
Yeah.
And he says, which is an expression of faith in the mechanics of the world, not an excuse to do nothing. And then that basically means
that's such
that
a sad message.
it's so sad because he knows he's gonna walk towards his own death,
Yeah.
but does it anyway to save like the world and stuff. And that scene, I almost cried tears. I'm
Yeah.
not even joking. Like I was like, this shit is so
I
sad.
was devastated when I found that out this time.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, holy
What, when he was
shit.
walking away at the end?
He was walking away at the end, and
He's
he
walking
basically-
to his
he
own
knows he's going to
inevitable
die.
death.
He knows he's gonna die.
He knows he's going
like
to
he's
die. and he goes
technically
anyway.
already dead. It
Robert
happened.
Pattinson's walking to his own inevitable death.
He knows he's gonna take a bullet to the head.
Up and opening the door.
At some point in time, it's
But
gonna
again,
happen.
the weird thing about that is he is still going to exist at some point in time
Yeah.
in the future with
But that character is at his end.
No,
It's
I know.
Like there are characters who are moving in different directions.
But that's
in
why
time,
they
right?
exchange those great quotes at the end where he's like, for you, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. For
There's
me, it's
he
the
says,
end.
yeah.
He's like, we'll get up to some stuff.
Yeah.
Like he
No, he
tries
says
to
there's
like,
a future in the
Right.
past.
right. That's what I mean. It's a little much at
Yeah,
times.
it is.
Yeah,
It's very Christopher
You want
Nolan.
to know something though? The first time I watched this, and probably still, even the first time I watched this in theaters when I didn't love it that much, I thought Robert Pattinson was my favorite character.
He was.
And, like,
But
favorite
not
performance.
anymore, though. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what it is now.
Favorite performance was by him the
My
first
favorite
time.
character.
Is it Seder? That's mine too, yo.
He's evil, bro. This guy's
Get his
evil.
brother?
Evil.
No, but he's like so good at being
He's
evil.
so
Yeah.
good. First off, one of my favorite like fake Russian accents I've ever heard in a movie. Like that's like
'cause
John
he's-
Malkovich
he's-
level
he's
in Rounders.
English.
Like
He's English, I believe.
he's British. Just
Isn't
get
he?
his brother. Like
yeah,
he's doing.
yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, Christopher Nolan could have easily gotten a real Russian guy, but like I feel like the fake Russian is such a it's such a staple in James Bond.
This
shit.
was
like,
also the last Nolan film Michael Caine was in.
Yeah, it was. It
Yeah,
was.
he hasn't been in.
Retired,
He
And
retired.
You
Yeah,
can tell
yeah.
by the fact that he's just sitting in a
Just
chair
sitting
the
there in
whole
a chair,
scene.
yeah.
Love that he was in this for 2 minutes. Though. That was a great scene.
Uh,
Yeah. But go on. Yeah.
But
other
yeah,
favorite
that
scenes.
that scene and like, but I
No, you
wanted
just
to-
blew my mind with this.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
No, but the thing
There's
is,
more depth to this movie.
See?
You just have to
Thing is-
see
Plus,
it.
I mean, even now, I'm like, I understand it. I'm like, what? What the fuck?
you know, the crazy thing is like,
There's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
more shit I still don't get in this movie.
Yeah.
facts.
Like I just have to revisit it again, and I'm just proud to do
The
that.
thing is like you could tell throughout the movie that the protagonist had like, I guess maybe he developed some type of feeling towards Kat, maybe like protective. I don't know about a romantic, but maybe there's something there, right?
Yeah.
There's something like he wants to. But to me, the true like relationship partnership is between protagonist and Neil. And so when that scene happens,
Yeah, they have a little bromance for
yeah,
sure.
like a little thing going on. And when that scene, and he's like, even the protagonist is starting to cry up. He's like, I've known you for years. Like, what the hell? Like, and it's just like, oh my god, that scene just.
I feel like
crushes me.
it's also one of those moments where like at some point he feels like he's gonna be betrayed by Neil because he's like, Neil, how do you
I don't know
so
anything
much?"
about you.
And
Yeah.
he was there the whole time.
And then once you get that like closure, it's so good.
And it's a beautiful hero shot.
I'm
just
glad,
of him walking
I'm glad you
towards
brought
the-
that up
such a
because
good
I
scene.
knew it was supposed to be a more impactful moment, but for those reasons, it didn't connect with me on that level. Although I still took away a lot of great stuff from that moment with him saying that they're going to know each other through time and just the idea that he's been basically making his way back to this moment. Like once they get to the end too, and they're like, okay, we need to do this shit. We got to go back 10 days. And then they have that gas mask on. They're in a room somewhere training. You see like people like
that shit is so badass.
I was like all of a sudden they're like, okay, we're back 10 days now. All right. And I said like 2 minutes later. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this movie?
Yeah, man. That's my favorite
Bro,
scene.
all
of
you
the movie.
do. How about you, Alan?
I
Favorite
mean,
scene?
that, to be honest, that was my favorite scene.
Okay.
It was just, I almost cried too.
Yeah.
too, man.
Really?
And I'm surprised I
Wow.
just didn't notice that the first few
Yeah.
times. It's so funny. How
I
you
did.
also, you
Big,
also
watch
picked
out
up-
for it next time you watch
Yeah.
the movie.
Well,
like, pay
my
attention.
next time watch would be my lucky number 4.
Yeah.
Fucking like watch. So yeah. But what else? What
but
else do
one
you
of,
like?
one of the most standout, I mean, this catches me every time I watch it, is the scene I was talking about when they're in what is it, the airport?
The Freeport.
Yeah, where all the
Yeah.
art's being stored and
The
everything.
first or the second time they're there?
The second,
The se-
I mean, honestly, it's like the same
Yeah,
scene,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the second time they're there, or actually, let me start at the first time.
Yeah.
So
Even
the
when
first,
Robert Pattinson goes there to like see the spot, it was kind of
Yeah.
That was a sick scene.
But I was
He's
always-
like
I was always
analyzing
like-
the room.
Scoping it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And the
So,
music is great.
for the longest time, I thought both of them were there fighting each other. Like I thought
Yeah.
the protagonist was fighting the protagonist. I thought Neil was fighting Neil.
Neil, yeah,
But it was actually him the whole time fighting
That's
both
right.
of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy to me that
because Priya says that it's got to be the same person on both ends, like at the
Yeah.
same moment in time.
like the
it-
movie is literally explaining it to you. And
Yes.
It's like you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
But it's just so crazy to me that Neil sees him and he doesn't, like he says it later in the movie, he suppressed the information because he feels like it would have altered how
Yeah.
Ignorance is a strength in this film, which is
Yeah.
like, it's like while watching it,
Yeah.
you also are like confused. That's actually another but they say that the less you know, the better, because it won't affect somewhere down the line, like what you
Yeah.
know, right? Like your knowledge of something,
Yeah.
right? Like you have a better chance not knowing what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
or
And
like
that butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Makes
yeah,
sense,
yeah.
right?
Well, that's different. That's changing
Like, by
something,
knowing
and
it,
then
you might just
affecting
mess
the
up.
future.
Well, it still could bad. It could
Yeah.
still positively
Yeah,
mess
yeah.
it up, right?
But yeah, go on. Sorry. What
Oh no! So yeah, but that scene, I just
the
appreciated
bank vault
it.
stuff.
Yeah, just seeing Neil's reaction, like his shock, seeing like the person he's working with. I don't know. It's just such a weird movie. Like
Yeah.
like they know each other, but it's like, why am I fighting you? It's
Yeah.
like we're on the same side, but they're in a different time. Like they're fighting for different causes at this point.
Yeah. You're
Like-
talking about Neil and the protagonist?
Yeah, Neil and protagonist are breaking into, was it steal the art piece?
Yeah. The art piece that's
To-
keeping
that's
her
keeping
captive.
her captive.
Yeah.
But like on the other end, the protagonist, whatever timeline he's coming from, the past, future,
Mhm.
whatever. I don't even want to explain it. But when he comes back later, he's on a different
mission to save Cat, right?
and they're in the same location
yeah.
doing their own missions,
Mhm.
but their missions are intertwining
Right.
and they're fighting. And I just think that's such a
They
crazy,
had to come back to that point because that was the only place that
Exactly.
had the what's the machine called?
the to do the
Inverter
temporal-
one.
Yeah,
the, the spinning thing.
to,
Right?
to
Yeah.
uninvert themselves,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was the only way.
Yeah.
It's like a cassette reel. One has to go this way, the other
But-
one has to go this way
Yeah.
for it to work.
By the
Yeah.
way, so have you guys noticed in like recent IMAX films where and this happened in Sinners too, where the framing is constantly switching between widescreen and full screen?
Yeah.
You guys notice that? Like,
Yeah.
remember in Sinners that music scene?
Yeah.
It actually goes from wide to full.
Yeah.
And that's because they're switching from IMAX to regular 65 millimeter
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, it's not
So-
full IMAX.
So one thing that this movie does it this movie does it too. And I think the Odyssey is actually going to be the very
Odyssey's the first full IMAX
Yes.
movie.
100%
Yes,
filmed
that's
in
right.
IMAX.
Yeah.
So one thing that was really brilliant. So this movie's constantly switching aspect ratios between wide and full. One thing that I thought was insanely brilliant was when they're in the like when they're heading towards that airport, like but they're the second time they're being
Yeah.
transported there, and they're in the what is it called, the shipment container or whatever.
Yeah.
And the scenes are widescreen, but once they start walking out of the container, it switches to full screen, almost like
Right.
opening up the
Like the door.
opening
You're
up
not
the
screen. No, go ahead. Sorry. No.
yeah, it just switches to full screen as it like they're getting fresh air, they're going in, out, open a door.
Yeah.
I just thought that was just genius, like film, like editing and making,
Yeah.
like just switch, like because they switched the aspect ratios to change the dramatic weight of the scene, right?
Right.
Like, and I just thought, wow, like he really, like Christopher Nolan really. I almost kind of want to watch this movie again just to pay attention to that when
Right.
the scenes when it's switching between widescreen and
Right.
full screen, right?
Right.
Like, I just
Yeah, I
thought it
didn't
was
even
really-
think about that at all.
Yeah, I can show you that scene, and I'm just like, wow, that quick edit from
Right.
wide to full is like whoa, it's amazing. It's just like perfectly timed.
I liked the scene. Basically, everything on the highway to me was excellent.
That was crazy.
Like him
That
getting getting into the fireman suit, getting on the ladder, going into that truck, doing that thing where he takes it out of the truck, and like even the whole transfer of the briefcase bouncing off the car, which you could later find out is his car in the middle.
That great one, right?
Yeah. Well, that's him.
Flipped up.
But again, he does that, and you don't know in the moment that it's his car actually from later on. So all that stuff was excellent. I just thought it was like super well executed action sequence there, or like a set or whatever you want to call it.
You know what confused me about that scene? When Sater pulls up in the SUV.
Yo, I was just about to talk
when he's
about
got the gun.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? When he sees him.
Yeah. But no, when he pulls up the scene, and remember he's about to Kat is in the car with her.
Yeah.
With him. She's not inverted because
No, I know.
But then she is later when he brings her into the when she's about to shoot him.
Because
I was like,
she's not wearing a gas mask.
She's not wearing a gas mask in the car, but then she's wearing a gas mask when he brings her in to shoot her with the inverted bullet. I was just like,
although maybe he's inverted, but he's grabbing her from his time period still.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, so the time period that him
so
and
the
protagonist. That's why. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It was just look kind of crazy.
But I think it's perfectly like it makes sense.
But like, where did the uninverted one come from, and where is the inverted
No, they're
one?
just they're both.
This is where it gets.
Yeah.
This is where
This is like where you literally like. I really gotta like think about it. Like,
no, I think you're thinking too much.
Yeah.
That's
what it's leading me to.
The ones with the masks are inverted or not?
Yeah. Because their lungs can't
breathing out,
breathe.
right?
Yeah. They need it
because their lungs are inverted.
When they're inverted.
Like the car blows up and he's like
he freezes. Yeah. Because it goes back to the point of like
burns.
before.
First guy ever burned. Yeah.
I also like the Michael Caine scene, like I mentioned. It was like a fun little short scene, and I wrote down
British
the quote.
Don't have a.
I wrote down the quote here. He's like, "Look, no offense, but in this world, when someone is claiming to be a billionaire, Brooks Brothers won't cut it. I'm assuming I'm on a budget." He says, "Save the world, and then we'll balance the books." He's like, "Can I recommend a tailor?" And he's like, "I'll manage. You British don't own a monopoly on snobbery, you know. Well, not a monopoly, more of a controlling interest." And he's like, and then he turns to the waiter. He's like, "Can you box that up for me?" And he's like, "Certainly not. Goodbye, sir."
Just walks out.
I just like to have Michael Caine's like Cockney accent, kind of like his like accent is great. Like I just I always like seeing him in these Nolan films, right? How about you?
Me?
Scenes, quotes.
Yeah.
Oh, I tag along with that, but I like the fighting scene at the end when they come back to the airport. When I figured out that he is fucking fighting himself.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too.
It throws me right off.
I like the scene when they bungee themselves into the Mumbai
house.
That
was for me as well.
Yeah, that was a good action sequence.
Move,
that's like one of the first moments of like you see the inverted. When they're going into the first mission. Yeah.
Not only that, like I think like including that. He has a great way to show you like very cool things, whether it's like him on a speedboat or him on those racing boats. I actually had to look that up. I'm like, are these boats real? And they are. They're like they're racing boats. They're racing boats. Those ones,
those windsail wherever it is.
Those ones. He honestly like just shows you constantly cool shit in this movie. Like he really is just
like a James Bond movie for real.
That's what I mean. Like between like even when like he shows up, like he really was busting out his best Bond where he's like she's like, "Oh, we don't have a boat or whatever." He's like, "It's okay, I'll take mine or whatever." And then they jump in the speedboat and then he just
that's what I'm talking about.
The yacht is amazing. Like it's just like crazy vehicles that like by land and sea that he has in this film.
Just a beautiful movie to look at. Like every shot is
moments like when they're standing on top of like where that mountainscape is, and then like and he really takes you all over the place. At one moment they're on a fucking bus in this talking. Robert Pattinson and them just jump on a bus. So they're just like they're on a bus all of a sudden. I'm like, what the hell?
I think you just made me realize like something else that
What's
I didn't even notice. I feel like that moment where what's her name? Kat?
Mm-hmm.
Kat throws Sater off the boat. Could the world have just ended there? Like
yes, that was the whole thing. She says they if it wasn't for
I
what
hate
they
her
were
by the way. I hate that character, yo. She's so annoying.
I mean, the fact that she constantly like selfishly just couldn't take this guy for one more moment.
I couldn't let him know he won. Like,
well, she
there are
despised
bigger
him.
stakes at play.
He's torturing her. He's torturing her for years. Anyways, no. Okay, so
because you don't really know.
No. So she does because she what's that guy's name? Mahir or what's that dude's name?
Oh, the Indian dude.
Yeah.
Mahir.
So no, the guy on the boat. So she like calls him, and she's like, "Yeah, no, sorry, I killed him." And he's like, "Fuck." He's like, "I think we're screwed, right?" And then whatever.
No,
Robert.
I'm not talking about the
Oh,
ending.
which
I'm
part?
talking about those like crazy boats we were talking about in the beginning. She throws him off the boat.
I didn't even
And then
think about
cuts
that.
the
Yeah,
line,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
main,
yeah, yeah.
protagonist
Cuts the line.
saves him.
Yes.
She cuts the line and he
To
does-
gain his
Yeah.
trust.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
he
But
said
he
if he
didn't die.
died there,
He didn't die.
but no, because he wouldn't have had the
He didn't have the
materials.
algorithm.
He didn't
in
have
dead
the,
drop.
No, but I'm thinking maybe they're in a maybe he does have it at some point of time.
Not at that
no,
point,
because
though.
there was
Like, I'm
dead
saying there
drops.
could
The
be,
whole
like,
idea
another-
was that he was getting dead drops of that shit sent to him.
He needed all 9
Oh,
pieces
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
algorithm for
No,
it.
but I'm saying there could have been. Oh wait, actually, that's a different state.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If he was not prepared to do that in that moment, he would have
Yeah.
just died.
Because I'm wondering if any version of Seder.
No, I think it's
Because I think because there could be two of the same versions of yourself there, but in different timelines, right?
Yeah, that is
So I'm
possible.
thinking maybe there's a Seder that has acquired everything, and if that other Seder dies,
But
but
then
the other one that has everything acquired is still around and
But
has
the-
everything set up.
But the one who acquired everything would have to die, not the one that didn't. Talk about favorite quotes. Half of them are from Seder, bro.
Really? For you?
When he kills that guy with the golden bar, because you know he has like that pulse thing.
Yeah, the
Oh, he kills the
plutonium.
guy checking his
The
pulse.
plutonium.
He kills the
bar
guy
or
with the
whatever.
golden bar,
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
checks his wrist, right? He's like 98, not bad for such exertion
yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
it is.
Well, that's what he says after he almost gets killed. He's like,
100, whatever.
yeah, blood pressure of a man twice my age
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah, no, half my age. Yeah, that's what he
It's
No,
like,
says.
but-
the
Yeah.
protagonist almost gets him at one
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, 130
Bro.
something."
Bro, what?
That's the highest
Bro,
I got.
you know what?
My wife
Bro.
gets that.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? He does have some sick
No,
lines.
my
The best
favorite
is about
one.
with the balls. He's like, you choke on
No,
your
no,
balls or whatever. We'll
That's
kill
the
you.
one-
Yeah.
No. The best one is when he yells at Cat. He's like,
All the time.
"You do not negotiate with the tiger.
Yeah.
You admire it, and then the true fucking nature comes at you or whatever."
I love that.
Or when he gets to the dinner, he's like, just tell me, you having sex with my wife? He's
Yeah,
like, not yet. Yeah.
I don't like to be in anybody's death.
Yeah.
Oh no! When he's explaining his backstory when he was a teenager.
So
or-
that was that I didn't remember that from the first time I watched it. That's awesome. Like that's actually a really clever way of like because like all that Russia stuff, even the
Yeah.
Ukraine with Chernobyl, like all that like actual
Yeah.
radiation that happened
Yeah.
during the Cold War,
Yeah.
like the fact that he was out there and that's how he came across
He was
this stuff
thinking
to
it
begin with.
Invincible.
No, but it just
No,
it
that
makes
line-
sense, right?
that
Like,
line where
yeah.
he's like, "I claimed my stake in the new Russia,
Yeah.
even though
I made a deal with the devil."
even though my company is the one that operates in its ruins or whatever." It's just like
Yeah.
you can tell Christopher Nolan was having a
Yeah.
ball writing all his lines.
Yeah.
Like, actually, no, one
No,
of the
he definitely was a cigar chomping
Yo,
bad
what
guy, like
a-
a Bond villain. He was a
Dude,
Bond
he was a
villain.
Bond villain,
Yeah,
Russian
yeah,
billionaire on a
yeah,
yacht. Like
yeah.
that's literally
That's a Bond
Bond
villain.
villain 101.
He was just about to tell us how he's going to pull this whole scheme off, but then she threw him
He
off the
literally
boat.
did. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
literally
yeah.
showing-
These
showing you
these
the whole
bullets that or whatever he has, that capsule
Yo,
or
the
whatever.
coldest
right?
line he says, he's like, "My biggest sin was bringing a child into the world that I knew was going to end." Or
Yeah.
whatever.
That was hard.
Yo, that was crazy,
So
bro.
dirty,
That-
bro.
yeah, that's why Seder is like my
There's so many
You know
good
what?
quotes
It's
in
a
this
good
movie.
quote, though. It's a good,
You
like,
killed that, yo.
to remember.
Yeah.
Like that's
Get
a
it,
good
brother.
line, period, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's really, it is what it is. You know, fuck.
You do not negotiate with the tiger.
I also,
The Russian accent
I
going over
also really like the scene, although it's like the biggest like info drop of the whole film. Like
The
it-
lab
it-
scene?
yes,
Yeah.
but I loved it. Like
Me too.
I like how again it's the only time where they actually take their time to kind of explain what's
Yeah.
going on. Where he's even like
Spending time and how you
because he
see it.
doesn't know anything either. He doesn't even realize that the bullet that came out of the wall that he saw earlier in the film at the
Into
start.
gun.
Right, and then she's like, "It's because you're not shooting it; you're catching the bullet."
Yeah.
Like even that,
Yeah.
that the whole breakdown that she delivers to him in that moment. You know, at first, where I'm just like, okay, they're just info dumping like the first half hour of this film, like it's
Yeah.
getting a little much. But I actually appreciated that while rewatching
Yeah.
it because it's the only moment where they don't just throw crazy concepts your way and pretend like you're caught up
It's like,
and then
hey,
you know,
hey,
yeah,
you need to know this. Like,
yeah.
This is going to be happening
This is
all
the most
movie.
simplistic way we can explain all the things you're about
Yeah.
to see with the
Oh, but she had a
action.
good quote in that one too. She said the cause comes before the effect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Well-
she goes, no, he said that,
Right.
right? And then she said, no, that's just the way you see
Proceed
time.
see time, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I also wrote down that like basically like I actually took something away from this film too, which they're not really trying to tell you, but it's that like the whole every action has an inverse reaction type thing. Like I looked it up. That's Newton's third law of motion, which famously states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Whenever an object A exerts force on object B, object B exerts an equal and opposite force on object A. So that's basically like kind of explains again, just further explains like the laws of physics, like stuff that's going on, or not physics, like even like the time element of it, like a little bit, right? Like, but that's what she was trying to explain when he's like doing that whole gun thing, right? But I liked when he even stepped it up a notch, and they're talking about free will and all this other stuff, because there is no such thing as free will, because technically, well, but then there's the other idea. There was that Schrodinger's cat or whatever, the thing where there's a reality where something has happened and a reality where something has not happened, right? But they're trying to say in this, it's like that other movie that you had us watch when you came on.
On these kind of
yeah, apparently. No, but that's a whole other line of thinking, which they're not really talking about here. But like
they mention it like briefly.
Robert Pattinson, I think, does at one point. Yeah, but that's the whole thing that messes with you, because if everything's predetermined, then there is no such thing as free will.
Whatever's happens.
Right.
Yeah,
but
it's all
that's the shit that breaks my brain, though. That breaks my fucking brain.
They bring up the grandfather theory too.
Yes.
But when you're talking from the part that hasn't gone through it, they don't see that far ahead. They don't know that it's that far. They don't, you know what I mean? So it's really fucking mind blowing.
Yeah. Like the grandfather theory about the whole thing about if you kill your grandfather, how would you exist? And then to come back and kill him.
But then they made a good quote about the Oppenheimer, because they didn't know with the
chain
atom bomb,
right?
If it would cause a chain reaction.
Well, that's Feynman and it's like the Manhattan Project.
Isn't that kind of funny that scene exists, and then his next movie was Oppenheimer?
Again, this is just stuff that fascinates him. He's always been obsessed with time. In every movie, there's an element of time, like it's of some sort, right? Like it's just he finds different ways to actually convey this stuff, right? And different avenues to go down with it.
Right? Think, why am I watching it? And then he pulls you right back.
One of my favorite lines in the movie is the one Priya says, where she's like, "We're being attacked by the future," or whatever. Like,
oh yeah,
and Sater's like the host of her.
That's why they jumped the shark in the film when they start talking about all this shit coming back from the future.
There's so many lines like that, and it's also that lab doctor that he talks to, and she's like, "We're trying to prevent World War III," and he's like, "Nuclear holocaust?" She's like, "No, something
Temporal.
worse." Something much worse, and I'm just like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's like, someone's manufacturing the bullets in the future, and they were streaming it back to you. I was just like, what is this?
Just blowing that. Now just going way out the rails. Then
Jay was probably like, "What did I sign up for here, talking about this film today?"
I did, brother. Going over.
Do you guys have any more quotes?
When you mentioned earlier, part of like the favorite scene.
Yeah.
What's like Neil says it. What's happened, which is an expression of faith in the mechanics of the world. It's not an excuse to do nothing.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's my absolute favorite quote.
Mine too.
Well, there was one I think it was in the beginning, just after the opera and stuff. That one where he said one of the soldiers was saying it. I think one of the guys was saying, we all believe we'd run into a burning building, but until we feel the heat,
we can never know.
We never know.
Yeah.
Right.
That's that old guy says. The handler. Yeah.
To appreciate his dedication that he didn't give up information, and he took
willing to risk his life for the mission.
He was willing to risk his life.
So did you notice all like the inverted moments that we witnessed, that when they ran back were actually things that we had already seen? Like not even just the vault stuff when he fights himself and all that other stuff, not even the stuff that's just on the road with the car, but there's also the whole thing with the woman cat on the boat at the yacht. Remember she talks about remember earlier in the movie she talks about seeing a woman after her and her husband had an argument originally, which was the point of the detonation, that they were able to catch on to him. Like that's the point in time where he would have like killed himself, because that's kind of when like the dissolution of his marriage, essentially, right? Like which I guess he did care for her on some level, right? With everything that had happened, the way he treated her. But she saw a woman when she came back jump off the boat. She described. She thought it was just another hot woman that was on the boat with him. But it was her. Yeah.
Who the fuck were they dragging after when they took off with the boat?
Yeah.
That was Sater.
They were taking.
They took his dead body.
But then when she does it at the end of the movie and she jumps back to meet the other guy on the boat that's waiting for her, she comes up with her son up to the
On the
boat
side of the
and she
boat.
Same
spots
scene,
The yellow
herself.
boat, right?
It's one of the times like the other person actually spots themselves. The only other moment we get a moment like that, but they don't show us on screen, is with Robert Pattinson seeing that it's the protagonist underneath the
when
The
they're
mask,
fighting,
yeah. But other than that, we don't really see them interacting with each other at all.
And it's interesting because in the beginning she sees that person jumping off the boat and she's like, I wish I was like her. She seems so
Had that
free,
freedom,
right?
yeah.
and she
Right.
because she feels so captured.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, that's her actually being
Manifesting,
Yes.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was one thing that
manifesting,
hit
and
me the
it's her.
first time I watched it. Even like I actually understood that part of it, and I was like, "Oh, that was nice." Like kind of like tying it up in a
Callback,
bow at the end.
Yeah.
But I think that speaks to what you were saying earlier. If they were going to interact with each other, I think that would create like that time paradox or something like that, right? That would be a bad thing if they actually interacted with one another.
Well, yeah, but it's so funny because it's literally this is how the it would be going like.
I don't know what you're doing here, bro. Like
it wouldn't be a straight line in time, bro. This is by the hour, by the second they're doing this.
right.
Cycling. If you really think about it,
yeah.
it's really by the second. If they're breaking it down into bigger chunks.
But when you really think about it, like what they were saying towards the end of the movie, like alluding to, like let's say Robert Pattinson in the future is like over here, okay? I'm just trying to like convey like what's going on. And this is like the protagonist right here.
Yeah.
He's literally been going back through time. He like alludes to the whole film.
Yeah.
Like they basically have been
to this point
been working his way back to this moment in time because this is where the world can get destroyed.
Yes.
So it's of utmost importance that they take care of this in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Basically, after the movie's over, the protagonist recruits everyone you just saw.
Yeah,
Like as he
the
gets
guy-
older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's the pimp in the back of the car with the Indian.
But that's
He just shows
Oh,
up.
that's
Like,
the best.
it's-
That's one of
but
my
he
actually-
just
favorite.
shows up behind people. Like he was behind her at the school.
yeah.
He goes, I'll see you, but you literally don't see him in that frame, and then they just
Oh, with the
kinda go
phone
like
at
this.
the end, you're talking about when she
the-
called him? Yeah.
all of a sudden
Prosperity.
He's there.
I realized I
Fuck.
wasn't working for you. We've both been working for me.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
I love that.
Where it's like prosperity's calling or whatever the hell. Yeah.
Posterity.
Posterity,
whatever.
not prosperity. You're right. Sorry, my bad.
Any more quotes from you guys? Or you guys are gonna make me say it?
Go say it, bro.
I ordered my hot sauce an hour ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I did have it. I did have it written down, but I got like 10,000 pages here of concepts.
No worries.
That was a funny
I love
scene.
that side. I barely ad-libbed that line too. Yeah. And Christopher Nolan
I like
loved it.
Robert Pattinson too, where
Such a funny
where
movie,
like
too.
he looks at that guy with the bank vault. He's like, "You said 10 seconds, right?"
Yeah,
And the guy
yeah,
writes
yeah.
it.
I love that scene when he's casing the place and they have the music.
Even the part where they're holding their breath and they're going through all the doors and he's like,
picking the
pick
locks.
one.
and the
Yeah.
lock breaks.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well, Robert Pattinson at one point's like running
runs
back
to
and
the other
forth.
side
Yeah,
of the
he's
room.
just like, he like has to boogie back.
sees the lock break. He's like, I gotta improvise.
Yeah. No, that was good. But yeah, no, I think we hit on the big ones for me.
Oh, I
man.
love when they break into when they sneak into the Indian dude's house and Robert Pattinson has all those guys hostage and he has the gun on them. And he's like, "Don't let it get cold." Like they're eating their rice or whatever. Like,
yeah, and then that's before he finds out that it was her behind the everything.
she was the like the real one.
Yeah.
The real person behind the scenes.
I wrote down some quotes here at the end. Oh yeah, I think we already talked about it, but he's like, yeah, it's when Neil. He's like, hey, did you ever tell me who recruited you, Neil? He's like, you haven't guessed it by now. You did. You have a future in the past. Years ago for me. Years from now for you. For me, this is the end of a beautiful friendship, but for me, it's just the beginning. We get up to some stuff. This whole operation is a temporal pincer, and he's like, whose? Yours. You're only halfway there.
I'll see you at the beginning, my friend.
That's one of the greatest quotes.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was gonna say that, and you already said it. I found out we've both been working for me. You said that already. Yeah, I'm the protagonist.
I'll save it for like the unanswerable questions. There's like a fan theory about the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a theory. I don't know if this is what you were leading on.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to save it for questions though? Is it a question? Like you can pose it as
Like
a question,
unanswerable?
a theory?
Actually, I guess it is more of a
Okay,
question.
let's wait. Let's
Remember
hold
it,
it for
remember it,
Okay, so right now, going into Score Bros, Ludwig
Cooked.
on this one. Is this his
Cooked.
first time with Nolan on this?
Yeah,
one?
it was his first time.
Yeah,
Because
took over for
Hans Zimmer, Nolan wanted Hans Zimmer, but Hans Zimmer chose to do Dune instead. So they
That's
didn't hear
fair.
in
No
time.
complaints there.
Yeah,
I was
no
gonna say,
complaints.
I'm like,
No,
that's
that's-
fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I love that score too.
Bro, but during the plane scene, especially,
So
he goes full
good.
Hans Ludwig in this.
no,
Like,
there is like, yeah, it does
he always
feel
got
like
more
Hans.
synthy. You could tell though, he's always got more synthy, like techno-y type stuff
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah.
right? Like, I feel like in comparison to Hans, but like, there was the whole boom,
Yeah. Yeah,
like
he definitely got that.
he went a little bit Hans.
I think he was kind of like
inspired by
imitating
Batman.
a
I
little
feel
bit,
like
a
I
little
felt like
bit,
he's
yeah.
inspired by the Batman films, quite frankly.
Or any of like Hans's shit that he did for Nolan.
Right,
Like,
right.
what was the one? Inception. That's the one that's like the most.
Right.
Like-
People make fun of that because of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love.
no, he
this
did a great
score.
job.
I
Ludwig
love
did
the
good-
score. And my
good, yeah.
favorite. I didn't know the. I didn't get to like find what the name of the song was, but the one that plays in that scene that we're talking about, whatever happens, happens, and they're saying goodbye. Just that guitar that's playing, it's just it really pulls out the feels. Like I was feeling some kind of emotional response from that scene before I even understood it.
Right.
And then when I understood it, I was like
Right.
almost really about to bawl. Like
Nah,
and the
now
music is a big
thanks
part
to
of
you,
that.
now I'm gonna have like a whole nother experience when I watch it the fourth time, man. I thought I understood everything.
It's brilliant.
No, that's fair. That's
You know,
fair.
like,
Dude.
It is actually genius.
I mean, let's put some respect on his name though. It's Ludwig Göransson, more Oscar winner than Hans
Hans at
Zimmer,
this point, yeah,
thanks
he's
to
got
Sinners
three,
as a
yeah.
result, right? Yeah. Don't forget. Put some respect on Ludwig's name there. He's won 3, right?
He's won 3.
Yeah.
One
And then Hans is
for
only won
Black
2.
Panther, one for Oppenheimer, and one for Sinners.
That's right.
And
yeah.
Hans has won 2, one for.
All with 3 different filmmakers too. Then no,
Twice
two
with
Sinners
Spielberg.
and Black Panther by the
Yeah.
same, right?
And then Hans won one for Lion King back in the 90s, and then recently for Dune Part 1, I think
Yes.
it was. Yeah.
That's crazy that he didn't win with Nolan.
Yeah,
though.
like Interstellar or none of that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that is pretty crazy. But I mean, his work,
he up
is
against
just,
at that time?
like he does
Amazing.
all these times I see these movies from the '90s that I just don't think are representative of Hans
You
Zimmer.
remember he did The Rock?
Yeah.
We were watching that, yeah.
No, but like sometimes I'll watch like I don't know, like a
Days
fucking
of
romantic
Thunder or
comedy,
whatever, yeah.
and he does like the little medleys in it. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? This guy just like, yeah, I
When he
can
was
bang
starting
this
out,
out in my
yeah.
spare time. Why not? Yeah.
He sits in his room. He sits in
Yeah.
He does it. In the
But Ludwig did a good job in this for sure.
He did,
Yeah,
he did.
yeah,
I love the
yeah.
music in this movie.
always makes the movie feel very intense.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially during. I think the plane moment for me was
Yeah, that
like,
sound effects was nice.
First off, how great is that stuff? Like the fact that Nolan even did that. And you know what's so funny? You know how like Nolan always likes to do practical
yes,
effects. He doesn't like CG or whatever. He actually figured out that it was cheaper to buy a plane and crash it than do like a CG version of that. I was like, wow, really? Like
Seriously? He bought
yeah.
that plane. And
he bought
crashed it?
he bought the
yeah.
plane. They
he's
crashed
big
that.
on
They
practical
crashed that
effects.
plane for real.
Oh, wow.
Bro.
Yeah.
In Oppenheimer, they actually dropped a controlled bomb.
Yeah.
I already know
That was like
the same
tonnage as a nuke.
No, but I'm just saying, like the fact that they're doing shit like that in a world where some's like,
I mean,
just
it was
CGI
probably
it,
ready.
right? Just throw a
Yeah.
fucking
It was probably ready to go anyways.
Yeah.
And I
They
think
rolled it into it.
I think a large reason for the Odyssey's like really large budget is because they're gonna shoot a lot of
all the
scenes
shit on the water.
and
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
fucking-
hard to do.
It's a huge pain in the fucking
Yeah.
ass. Spielberg bitched about it in Jaws like
but that
fucking
was a
50
long
years
time
ago.
ago.
I
I'm
know. I'm
pretty
just
sure they
saying.
can get underwater now.
He was like, that was like the worst experience of my life. Like Spielberg's like, I don't know what I'm doing out there. Fucking shooting. No, I'm just saying, like, and look at how praised that movie is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like, but he'll still be the first person to say like that movie was like fuck filming it like
Yeah.
on the water,
I
right?
know, yeah.
Yeah,
Everything was
forget
falling
it.
apart.
You're like rocking around, like you're trying to hold a fucking camera, like you know what I mean.
Now they're all built into the swimsuits and everything like that. Now they'll be
Yeah.
in there. You know, you're not even gonna know they're even
just
under the
throwing
water.
money at this guy. They're
Yeah,
like,
well,
"What? You
there
got to
you
go to
go.
another country?
You probably have to,
Sure."
like, You have to probably like find a real Cyclops
Yeah.
and all this shit.
Yeah.
Fucking real unicorn.
What's that, Christopher Nolan? You want to fucking add 5 more big stars? Sure. Why?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Probably
that's
went to like different planets for like.
all right. So,
Oh my god, that's funny.
Jay, which character would you most like to smoke with in
Oh,
this?
that's funny.
Inverted joint smoke.
Oh, I have my answer.
How does that work?
You're holding
Myself,
it, and it's
man.
like filling
If
it.
that's the
Yeah.
case,
Yourself with yourself.
Straight up, bro. If that's the way. If that's the case.
That's the answer, by the way. Yeah, that's the best answer.
I do usually anyway. So
I was gonna say Robert Pattinson with
Yeah,
all his
he's
crazy
the
fucking
most
whacked
chill.
out like theories about stuff would be cool.
I would say Satyr, but he'd probably fucking kill you like with a gold bar.
Uh,
Maybe you need.
I got the lungs of a 24-year-old.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
he puts the inverted mask on and starts smoking it inside of the mask.
Not bad for such exertion, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Pattinson or yourself. Yourself is the right answer. All right, I got nothing to add to that. Yourself, I think, is the best with the mask.
If I was able to become inverted, just keep passing back and forth in myself.
Inverted.
Go, boom, 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 boom. Here we
Watch
go.
party
Just catch it.
review.
Well, just as it was coming out, like
Did you guys watch this movie with
No,
anybody
I
this
watched
time around?
by myself.
By
But I told my
yourself?
sister about it. I'd probably show her, my brother about
I
it.
didn't watch it with me.
She probably hated this fucking movie.
She
Fell asleep?
No, she was lost in the beginning. She was doing some stuff on the computer, so she got a little lost to it.
No, you can't not have focus during this film.
you
I'm
have
sorry.
to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
So I
if you're
said to
full
her after, 'cause
focus,
I
you might
wouldn't
not
watch
understand
after,
it.
and I
But
said,
this
hey,
was-
you really got to watch this fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Yo, this was a fantastic experience in IMAX though when we saw
Yeah,
it. Like
it was
if it ever comes back, make sure to watch it. In a big screen.
I watched what was it, Interstellar when it came back in the theaters a year or two ago. Like on IMAX, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That water wall scene when he's on the planet
Yeah.
and
The
the whole planet's like made of water or whatever. That was seeing that in IMAX. I was like, and I had like I got like one of the last seats of the theater, so I was like right in the front row, like whoa,
Like being up at a waterfall.
yeah, it looked crazy. I watched it with Christine this time around. She could not understand this fucking movie. Trust me. Like
It really is.
she watched it
something
with me
to watch,
the first time in COVID too, but
Yeah.
she tried to get into it this time, but she's like, nah, I
Too
can't.
much.
Like,
Yeah. I don't blame her.
Especially after a
Tends to
long
hurt the
break,
brain.
it feels like it's the first time again.
Yeah,
Starts to
and that
recall
first
a
time
lot.
again, I can't stress that enough. It was just such a shitty experience going during COVID.
guess,
I
yeah,
watched
that
it
would
honestly. It
bother
was
me,
Yeah.
it was weird. It was weird, and like I was, and that was the worst part about it. I was so much looking forward to a new Christopher Nolan movie. I'm like, I gotta go see this, and I hated that everyone was hating on him a little bit at that time. A little like there was, a lot of criticism going on at the time for him, like being like, this is what's important. People were like, this is early COVID. People were like, we don't know this is not important right now. Like the fucking movie.
I
is like,
kind
you
of
know,
wish. Part of me kind of wishes he did what Tom Cruise did with Top Gun Maverick, where they finished that movie in like 2019,
and then they released it when
or
everyone was
something,
good,
and they were supposed to release, but he
Yeah.
held on to it when theaters came back, and I kind of wish Nolan probably did the same with Tenet, like
I
release
love-
it a year or two later.
Listen, as it turned out, COVID wasn't that bad, but let's just
in
say
hindsight's 2020, literally
yes,
2020.
Exactly, exactly. And not only that, I feel like I love the enthusiasm, but was it that important? Probably not.
No.
Like to kind of rush it
It
out.
was kind of funny that like Chris Nolan is like one of the few filmmakers I'll go out of my way to risk my life. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'll risk my
Bro,
life.
I was there. I'm telling you, I went to watch it. I was like, I'm going to watch
There's
this.
probably only like 3 other filmmakers that
Yeah.
can get me to do that. Like,
yeah.
for real.
Yeah. So, questions. Here we go. Here's the question category here.
So I guess this could go into our theory sort of thing. There's a theory out in the intersphere, right? Out there that interstellar sphere.
Yeah.
That Neil is grown up, is Max grown up.
Oh, that's
Like,
what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
That's the other
Yeah,
thing.
that's like the theory. Like the little boy,
Cat's son.
Cat's son,
Yeah.
that's Neil, like grown up.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Now you're
like
really
that
gonna go
theory.
back
No,
and watch
no.
it.
You don't play that?
No.
No?
It-
Okay.
No.
The thing that kind of, I mean, I didn't read
It's
that.
a cool theory,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Yeah.
I didn't read that, but there was something about this rewatch. Felt like Kat was kind of like yearning for Neil at the end of the movie. She was like saying goodbye to like the protagonist and Neil, and she was kind of like, "Oh, like where's Neil?" As
Right.
if it kind of felt like she had a deeper attachment to him. And I feel like under the like everything that's happened, that could be like she might know that's her son.
I get where you're coming
Like if
from.
anyone's gonna know, it would be the mother, right?
I get where you're coming from, but Nolan doesn't put any thought into the children or women in his film. Okay, let's be honest. Like, no, I don't actually co-sign that thought. Like, I agree that he torments a lot of women in his films. Like I get that criticism, but
I mean, not like Tarantino though. With fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Right.
Brad Pitt is like smashing Mikey Madison's face across.
Well, she deserved it.
Like that's nowhere. Like Nolan doesn't get anywhere close to those kind of levels of like.
That was Tarantino
Or
finally giving you what you
Eight
came
when they're
for in that
beating up
film.
Jennifer Jason Leigh throughout
Yeah,
the movie.
yeah.
Like Tarantino really beats his women.
That's true. Yeah.
Beats his
No. He doesn't. Nolan doesn't beat them so much as this torments them like psychologically throughout the whole film, right? Yeah. So like the woman in Inception, forget about it. Like that was next level. Like the shit that she went through.
Or Memento,
or Oppenheimer. Yeah, come on, like.
You treat him a little different.
So. That was the same thing you were gonna bring up.
Yeah, that was the question. I was gonna bring up.
I honestly don't have any questions. Surprisingly, with this film, for a film like I barely understood, I just feel like after talking about it now, like I have a better understanding of the film. But do you have any questions about this?
No, because you guys answered the one. I didn't know they were pulling him at the end too, right?
I didn't know that either.
Do you think people's audience's reaction to this movie is different if it's not released during the pandemic? Or is just the movie like
it didn't help?
Are they reacting
Are
they reacting to the movie, or was it just bad timing?
I think it didn't help. It probably was a bit of that, but I guarantee you if this came out a year later, people would still I don't think this
wouldn't like it as much, yeah?
I think it's just too complicated.
Yeah.
I don't think the pandemic had too
But
much.
I mean Nolan is known for that though. Like people were saying that about Inception.
But this one is like very
Inception hit. Right?
Yeah, Inception. Inception. A lot of people also didn't like.
I remember, which
really?
I
feel like that movie was beloved. Like
I know lots of people that didn't like it.
Really?
Meanwhile, I was blown away after I watched that movie in the theaters. For a week, I thought about whether or not he came out of the dream at the end of that film. For a week straight, I was like, he must have came out, right? I'm like trying to like think of the right. I'm like, I drove Christine crazy. Ask her. I kept like trying to like talk. No, I love Inception, but you know what? Again, and I mention this every fucking time it comes up. We've talked about the movie on this channel before. Me and Jay did a review of this. I think his most underappreciated film, which is honestly like my favorite, is The Prestige. That movie to me is brilliant. Like it's I love the way that's another movie. The more you watch it, you find out and realize new things every time you watch it. Because in the same fashion in this movie, how you don't really know you're watching what you're watching. In that movie, you don't really know all the copies that he's making of himself and how far that goes into the film either. And at the end, you see all of these bodies, like dead bodies of him that he has been cloning of himself the whole film. I just like that one. Same thing. You could go so far with like how long was he doing this? Who was who in what scenes, the brothers, even how there's the twins, the Christian Bale, how he has the twin of himself.
Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it.
Whatever. I mean, we talked about it on this channel before. You should know better. We're talking about Nolan films, but no, seriously though, like that is I think one of his best films, and I just feel like it's underappreciated and forgotten because it's so early in his career.
Isn't that also your favorite one? Or no, I guess
now
Tenet is now.
But before last night, it was The Prestige.
Yeah. Wow. Fucking crazy. I know, Mr. 5-star review.
I feel like Tenet is like
I don't hand out 5 stars like that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I was like, that's why I was like, I was so tempted to read it, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be sitting down with this guy later today. And I saw the 5-star review. I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, fuck. I'm not coming out with no 5-star review.
I think this is like in my top 5 movies of the decade thus far. Like I put that alongside like Top Gun Maverick and Dune Part 2 and
top 5 of the decade.
Babylon.
I don't know about top 5, but it's probably top 10.
No, it's in my and Babylon with Damien
Chazelle. I haven't seen that yet.
Those are probably my top 4 of this year.
Which also bombed in theaters.
Yeah, that did not do well at theaters at all. Like,
right.
And
I heard it's great.
It's amazing, and I saw it in theaters, and I'm so happy I saw it. It was really maybe I'll pick that one day.
I gotta see that in La La Land.
La La Land's great.
La La Land.
We just did a Ryan Gosling double feature recently here on the channel. We talked about Drive, and then we talked about The Nice Guys. Which was a lot of fun. Okay, so if no more questions, movie double feature for this one.
Oh wow.
I have a funny response to this.
Do you want to go?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Why
not?
Wait, straight rejection.
No, I think Inception. Inception's out of all of his
like the obvious.
Tenet feels like Inception
also
on steroids.
Also, it's the closest where he combines the action with the like concept itself. I felt like, and it's another organization. Inception's the closest I can say in terms of double feature. In terms of like, if you're gonna go with the Nolan double feature, it's got to be Inception.
What order though would you do?
Inception first.
That's what I'm thinking. Like a warm up.
I mean, for me personally, because I like Inception more, I would do that last. Yeah, because Tenet would be the primer, and then I would ease into Inception afterwards. Where I'm like, I'd understand that a little bit more than probably after Tenet. I don't know. Yeah, I would.
Honestly, the real answer is Tenet again. Like, you have to watch it twice to understand it. Watch it once and then watch it again.
That's honestly all I wrote down for double feature on this. I didn't go too deep on this because I'm like that because there's not many movies like this. It's very unique. Like, actually, now that I'll throw one more out there. Now that I was about to say we were talking over each other earlier, and I lost my thought. This organization is almost like a Skynet Terminator thing, almost too, right? With the technology sending it back into the past.
Totally.
I didn't ever even thought about that, so I throw T2 in there as well in terms of just like another like idea of like people from the future trying to sabotage the past to kind of affect the future or change the past to save their future and this kind of stuff. Like it's actually. Yeah, I never made that connection. It's kind of a little bit similar.
Also, this movie,
which one?
Back to the Future.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's like the granddaddy of all like time travel movies.
That's what got everybody started.
I don't think either of us mentioned this, but this movie is like deceptively about climate change. Like that's like low-key what this movie was about, because that's why the future was attacking the past, because their like environment got messed up or whatever.
And the man puts it out during a pandemic.
Exactly, it all ties up.
I care about this guy. It all comes back around. Christopher Nolan in the future sabotaging the past by putting out the film. Maybe he made this movie 10 years into the future where he's like, listen, COVID's not a big deal, guys.
I've already seen it through. Don't worry.
He staked his claim in New Russia.
But how about you, double features? You got any?
Jokingly, I would say Tenet and Coherence.
Coherence, yeah. You know what's funny? I feel like I understood that movie more when we talked about it than I understood this one. That was also a crazy one. Yeah. Actually, another crazy one, like on that same level, that I because I think it was actually written by an actual like scientist or something. That movie Primer. You ever watch that movie? You gotta watch that. You'll love that.
Yeah,
you'll
I heard
love
that's
that.
In the same boat.
You know who put me on that? Julie. Julie actually is the one that
I've known about it for years. I never saw it.
No, you should watch that.
I've heard a lot
because that's like one of those movies that there's people online that have like graphs trying to figure out like coherence,
almost like
trying
Darko, right?
like trying to figure out how that movie unfolds, like who you're seeing at what time, because there's a lot of time travel fuckery going on in that movie. And just like in Coherence too, the same thing where you don't know which versions of which characters you're seing at which parts of the film, because they're all like going over all these different houses and all that kind of stuff.
It's so confusing. Everyone's like doing different things and you lose track.
I highly suggest checking that movie out if you guys have it. I mean, I can't, again, that's one of those movies, first time I watch it, I'm like, it's so confusing. I'm like, I don't know if I enjoyed it on that like level where I'm like, this is great. Like, it doesn't have like flashy fun stuff like Tenet does.
Yeah,
it's just purely the concept, but it's a fucking crazy concept of a film.
Another good suggestion if you like time and like just confusing shit like that. But it's a show, Dark.
He likes that show, I think.
Right? The German one, right?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
I haven't watched it. I've heard
you
that.
gotta literally watch that with a notebook. Like, it's not possible to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
Because the actress was in it the first time I saw her in, I think this is a super underrated movie. Have you guys seen Widows? That bank heist movie that Steve McQueen did, and it's almost like a kind of a Christopher Nolan, like Michael Mann type of movie. It's like these women, they their husbands are like bank robbers, but they all die on a job, and so they have to like step in.
Older film.
This is like 2018.
Oh, okay.
Steve McQueen, the British Steve McQueen, the black guy who did like 12 Years a Slave, and that guy. And that woman who played Kat, I saw her for the first time in that film, and she's really good in that film actually. And I actually think Christopher Nolan cast her because of that film, in Tenet. And so, super underrated movie actually. I'd highly recommend it. Yeah, and I think I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
So Inception, I think, is a good one too, right? Like
or just back to back Tenet.
I actually forgot about this one, but we have a new category that I think we're going to be adding on to the roster here. We'll try it out anyways. Jay, when we talked about, you didn't watch the last episode we did,
No,
right?
I didn't.
When we talked about Drive, I introduced the concept of fuck, marry, kill to JT. JT claims he's never heard of this
that
before.
shit, man.
Fuck, marry, kill?
Yeah, he's never heard of it. Have you ever heard of that?
Of course.
Yeah. This guy has never heard of that before. He claims till I brought it up on the show. So I'll pose it to you, Jay. Fuck, marry, kill. Neil, the
God.
protagonist,
Or
or Cat.
Or what? Obviously,
I can any one of them in any order at any given time.
that's a JT answer right there.
Straight up, man.
I'd kill Cat, bro. I don't care.
Are you fucking a guy now?
He's a bit of a doubter. Yeah, of course. I'd marry Neil. Fuck the protagonist.
Yeah, you gotta fuck the protagonist. He's the protagonist.
Can't fuck the protagonist over though.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, but I did it with
Kill
all I
Cat.
did it with all the Ryans with him. I'm like, bro, Gosling, Reynolds. You know how these are all his boys, right? Gosling,
Who's the
Reynolds,
third one?
and it was McConaughey. And he killed
Oh.
Gosling. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking killing McConaughey or Reynolds. He's like, I'm sorry, I gotta kill Gosling. He was so upset, bro. He's like, I don't want to kill any of these guys.
Yo, actually, you
up.
know what? You would be a good double feature, like a Casino Royale or like a James Bond movie. Or
Oh,
something
good
like that.
point. Yeah,
Or
good
maybe like a
point, good
Mission
point.
Impossible, like Fallout or whatever.
Did you feel like this was like a James Bond movie?
Yeah, the espionage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. The Cold War stuff.
Oh,
The
that's-
yeah.
You know, I'm
yeah.
surprised Christopher Nolan has never made a movie with Tom Cruise. When you consider that Christopher
All
Nolan
the
likes
running.
no, he loves all the practical effects, and Tom Cruise will do any
Well,
fucking stuff.
Cruise is
like,
back with
yeah,
Digger
yeah.
later this year,
Yeah.
right? That Digger movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people are already talking big.
Heard a lot
I have no idea
Yeah.
what that
Like,
movie's
was
about,
that-
but I want to see it.
But the fact that he's actually doing like some acting in this one, like
Oh, yeah.
outside of like action
action,
flicks.
yeah.
Listen, I love the Maverick movie.
Yeah.
I love I like
Mission
his.
Impossible, right?
Yeah, but he's
Probably a
done a
fucking
lot of
oil
that,
movie.
right? Like I want to see him in like an interesting
Yeah.
film by an interesting director.
I could just
Play an
watch him
oil
eat
movie.
popcorn for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, chucking it like that.
But hey, there's
He
never,
even eats popcorn like an alien. It's gonna,
It's different.
I've never seen somebody chuck popcorn in their mouth like that. Bro, have you seen that video? I thought I sent it to the group.
He's like walking
Bro.
in the theater.
Yeah.
It's like tossing.
Oh yeah, I love movies.
I love popcorn. Gotta get popcorn.
Bro.
doing that?
Bro,
Tom
when we're
Cruise.
done
Tom
here,
Cruise.
look up the video of Tom Cruise eating popcorn. Just YouTube it, and you'll see. Like he like flicks it into his mouth, kind of like he's like this
That's like, I
basically.
guess that's like the Scientology way to eat it. I don't know. It's a fucking thing.
It's just a cool
Um,
way to do it, man. If it didn't go in his mouth, what would happen? It'd look funny.
Legacy of the film. This is a big one for this
What
movie.
is the legacy of this
Yeah.
movie? I mean, maybe it's too. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to say. Maybe it's too early to say, but I think this movie will like become a future classic. I think
Yeah.
people will eventually find their
Only
way.
time
to
will
this
tell.
movie. Only time will tell. And
The fact that I realize it's only like 6 years old. You're right. It does have time. I think
Yeah.
people, especially with going to check out the Odyssey, might be rediscovering or just checking out for the first time some of his older work, and hopefully they come across.
I
this
don't.
one.
I don't think it's any like secret. No, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I don't think it should be a surprise that like the rewatch Big Picture
Yeah.
is doing Tenet, because I feel like that movie people moved on from so much. Though there's the biggest conversation to be had about it.
Sean Fennessy. This was like he did not like Inception and Interstellar. He
Loves
liked this
Tenet,
movie.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I love it.
So
too.
he was out on him for those
Yeah.
couple of films,
And-
and he was like, this one kind of like this was like him basically coming back, like this movie for him, like in
And-
terms
and
of
I-
like the after this, he's liked every film he's done.
Yeah.
Like,
You didn't like
just
Inception and
Oppenheimer.
Interstellar. That's interesting.
No, not like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Bill Simmons doesn't like
No.
Interstellar.
No.
Whatever. But I will say this. I guess a legacy for me is that this is, in my opinion, Christopher Nolan's most ambitious movie, and like
I agree with
just
that.
like he's
Ballsy?
just the
Yeah.
the ballsiest
Yeah.
movie he made. Yeah.
I agree
Right.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's my personal favorite. I'm not gonna say it's best because everyone has their own opinion.
I do
about
think
it.
this is
Yeah.
actually up
Yeah.
there though, probably one of his best looking films.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see the Odyssey 100
Oh, yeah.
all the way through,
You know-
filmed in IMAX. Like,
you
And
just like,
backwards?
yeah, backwards.
the other movie I actually got to run back to that I've watched the least. This was the one I had watched the least, but it's Dunkirk.
I love
Yeah,
Dunkirk.
No, I like Dunkirk,
Yeah.
but I feel like I've only watched it twice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think like I
That's
probably
another
watched it
movie
once in
that
theaters.
that rewards multiple.
Yes,
well, all his
because
movies. I
again,
think,
it's
too,
the
you know?
like it's but that one's kind of different too because it's like it's three stories or whatever, right? Like, isn't it? It's been a while since I
Three
watched
stories,
it. Yeah,
land, water.
but then
and
again,
sea,
there's
yeah.
a time
The
through
land,
line.
water, and air. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. So, but
And
but again, that Dunkirk's great. I just
Brilliant.
and that was when he came out before this film, right?
That was the one he made right before this one.
film.
Yeah.
That may have even been, was it 2019 or
2017.
Oh, okay.
Dunkirk
I thought
came
it was like a year or two before.
Yeah.
2017.
2017. yeah,
Okay. So yeah, that's another one I actually have to revisit
Did you
because at this point, that's the movie I've watched the least out of his catalog now. Even like Insomnia and like even like Memento, I've watched.
I think
10
Insomnia-
times.
Actually, I haven't even seen Insomnia.
Yeah,
That's the
me
only-
neither.
Oh, really?
That's the only one I
Me
haven't.
neither.
never
I don't
seen
think I
Insomnia?
don't think I ever saw that one.
That's like the least Christopher Nolan.
It's a
Nolan
remake
movie.
of another film.
Yeah. It's not bad though.
Yeah.
It's like
Pacino's in it.
it's late Pacino,
Yeah.
but like
and
it's,
Robin Williams, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Like it's not bad.
Did you guys want to
That
do?
sounds like fun.
Yeah. Did you guys want to do like a top 5 Nolan? Like, do you have
Sure, I
one
can
on
ring
top
one
of your
off right
head,
now.
or-
Yeah, Jay, I don't know if you've seen enough of his. You like the Batmans, and you watched Oppenheimer,
Oh, I
so
gotta think about this.
and you watch Prestige. Okay, so you've
I'm
seen
looking
enough,
at-
Jay.
yeah, I'm
I think
looking
I
at
could
them
probably
right now.
list.
I've
My,
watched
do you
quite a bit
know
of
do you know yours already, or I think I could probably list
Okay,
mine.
let me just. Okay, I'm just gonna state my 5, and then
Okay.
I'll put them in an order like
Okay,
you guys are thinking,
Okay.
or talking. Prestige, Interstellar, Dark Knight Returns is the second one.
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight
With the Joker.
not Return. Sorry,
With
the
the
Dark
Joker.
Knight. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Dark
the
Knight.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, Interstellar, Prestige, Oppenheimer.
Oh, Oppenheimer in the
Yeah,
top 5.
I
Nice.
really like Oppenheimer. Odyssey's not out yet. Memento,
Mhm.
kind of not as good as the first time you watch it. Still impressive for an earlier film, though. It's really good. Insomnia, no. What am I? And Inception.
Inception.
Yeah, those are my
So
5.
I would say Tenet. I would say Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Dunkirk, and Memento.
Oh, shit.
Much different than
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Memento's probably like my 6.
I love Memento.
So do
could
I,
watch
but that's
that
like one of those
a-
movies that after you watch it the first couple of times,
Yeah,
it's not as impressive. It's like Fight Club or something in that
but
way.
I
You
still
know what I
love
mean?
the
Like,
vibes of it.
oh
Like,
no, it's a great
Guy
movie.
Pearce
It's a
in
great
the
movie, but I
fucking
just
sea,
feel
yeah.
like the big twist of that movie, like
Yeah.
that was like, like
Yeah.
That was the OG, like him scrambling like
Absolutely.
the form of like a movie, like
Yeah.
it's like a puzzle movie.
I've
right?
also
Like,
watched this short film Following that he did.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a right one too. But that's like again just like an hour,
Yeah.
like a little like,
It's like an amateur
appetizer
film
kind of.
kinda.
Yeah.
I think he made that film on like $6,000.
I'd probably go.
Oh.
I'd probably number 5. I'd probably go.
I think Inception would probably be 6.
Okay, I'd probably go Oppenheimer, number 5. Inception. Ah, man, I love Inception so much, though. No, I'd probably say Interstellar number 5, Oppenheimer number 4, Inception number 3,
Mhm.
Dark Knight number 2, and
Prestige
Prestige
number-
number
yeah,
1.
yeah.
Yeah, for me, that's my ranking.
Damn,
and-
Interstellar's so low. A lot of people really.
A lot of people say that's his best movie.
Yeah.
I'm not in that camp.
I
But we're
love
just talking
it.
about
Yeah.
producers,
I love it, but
executive producers.
What's that?
We're just talking about producers. Like,
No, directed.
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 I love it, but there's certain reasons I love that movie, and I think as a whole, it's actually like again the plot of it is it's kind of flimsy, like the fact that this guy would go like leave his family in the way that he did, but I also like the
Oh,
love the-
Interstellar.
yeah, but I also love the idea of like being so obsessed with the pursuit of figuring this out to
Yeah.
save the future race.
It's like
It's a very selfish movie, like you know what I mean? Like
it
it's
is in
like
that
like
sense,
versus like Project Hail Mary, which is the optimistic
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. It's a very
I actually we
Yeah, we were talking about
we were
this.
talking about this the other day of like which would you prefer, like Project Hail Mary or Interstellar?
probably you guys said Project Hail Mary.
Yeah,
right?
we did.
I
Because
said it
it's-
by,
but
like,
because
a large gap.
but listen, that's fair because it's such a great, fun, optimistic
Yeah.
film. Like it's like science, fuck yeah, like let's solve
Yeah.
this. Like where Interstellar is like doom and gloom, like our future is fucked. And like no, it's true. Like
Yeah.
it's very much the opposite. It's a very pessimistic. It's a very pessimistic film. Like, and that's where a lot of the cool, which is this is why it's so crazy. Maybe it would go in fourth instead of fifth for me. I love the film, but I think it's just like it kind of works against itself in some ways. It's this most emotional movie where you can connect with the characters on some level, in my opinion. Above all
I
else.
would agree with that.
But it's
story
still like very dark and cold. Like the coldness that I was referring to with his movies is a lot of it has to do with that film, honestly.
Yeah.
Because just the whole idea that he left his family to do that and like without like their blessing. It's crazy. In that movie. Like, I don't even have kids. Right? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, this is fucked up what he did. In that
is a sad scene though when he leaves them.
Bro, the Damon scene in that movie is amazing though. When he finds him there and he tries to like take over his ship, like he tries to like double cross him, and no one knew he was in that fucking movie.
We were all shocked.
We were all shocked when you got to see that in theater and he showed up, and that was the beginning of their working relationship. Then again, in Oppenheimer, we knew he was going to be an Oppenheimer, but he's a great scene in that too. I just hope he does great in Odyssey because I've liked him in Nolan movies. Damon, I think he's done a great job.
He's really good.
He's really good. Like he knows how to cast this guy. I will say that. How about you? Top five.
Top five. Tenet #1.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it. No,
I'm honestly surprised myself. I've been saying this for a while.
I don't mean wow in a bad way. I love it. Like I love that you guys love it so much.
Prestige #2.
Nice.
Oh man, that's such a good movie.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Prestige has to be up there. It's like top 3 guaranteed.
Yeah.
#3 starts getting a little weird for me. I would say what's Dark Knight Rises, the second one?
Third.
The second one?
No, wait.
Is it
which one? The Joker? The one with
the Joker one.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, that one third.
Okay.
I'd probably give Dunkirk fourth.
I gotta watch it again. Yeah, I gotta watch it.
I feel like I watched that movie.
It's a World War II movie.
Dunkirk is really good.
Maybe not that.
Yeah.
I love Dunkirk.
You don't watch World War. You don't like World War movies. Yeah.
I'm actually not a fan of war movies myself.
Me neither.
But that one.
But again, it's him doing it.
Yeah, that one was like really good.
I like war movies though.
But the name sounds so familiar. That's why it's fucking.
And then Interstellar as 5.
Yeah, that's where I have too. Yeah,
you know, there's rumors that after Odyssey he'll make a horror movie.
I'd be down. I don't think he's the right person for it.
I've heard about Scorsese, but
doing a horror movie.
Yeah,
well, he kind of did one with Shutter Island, I guess if you consider.
No, he also did what do you call it? Cape Fear, which is a remake.
Yeah.
That's also a horror movie.
Shutter Island's more
psychological.
You wouldn't be down for a Nolan horror film?
No?
I don't know if he has it in him, to be honest.
I think he could do anything.
Yeah,
it's Nolan, bro.
It's
Christopher Nolan.
What element of time is he gonna? We already have Death Day for You or whatever it's called. That one,
over and over.
Yeah. We already got that. We already got. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Is there any Nolan film where he's not messing with time?
I don't.
There has to be.
There was
the Batman movies.
There was a time. That's fair. Yeah. There was a time that I was going through his catalog, like watching all of them, like the ones I own on Blu-ray, and that was the one major connection I found like throughout his whole catalog.
Yeah.
But you're probably right. Batman, maybe.
Although I would say the first Batman Begins, there is like a flashback back and forth kind of in the first 45 minutes, if you consider that manipulating time. But
like the theme of
it's not really about it. Yeah. No. So I guess
because it feels like all the rest of his films revolve around that.
Yeah, there's that. That element of time,
which I love. Like I think that's like one of my favorite parts about him because he's one of those directors, like true directors, the ones we really love and talk about, that have to keep revisiting ideas that they're fascinated by, and you see a through line in their work of them revisiting these same ideas, like Michael Mann does with certain things, or Quentin Tarantino does with certain things. Like they just can't stop themselves from re-examining and examining,
and they still feel so unique and like so original.
Right.
So.
I just love that about a director's catalog, is seeing like the instances where they come back to the same idea and explore it differently in different ways. Right. Yeah.
We love these filmmakers because of their originality too. That is, it's hard to come by these days. Harder now, I feel like. Right.
How about you?
So, for those, I haven't really gone through, but I'm looking at the catalog here.
Yeah.
And you got. I mean, I know I've seen Transcendence. That's the one with Johnny Depp somewhere.
That was he produced that.
Yeah,
he produced that one.
But I mean, if we're including producing everything he's done, then the best movie that Christopher Nolan has ever attached his name in is, of course, Man of Steel. Right? I'm just playing with you. Although I do love that movie.
I know. No, for you, Jay, I know the ones you've seen. You've seen Oppenheimer. You've seen Prestige. Yeah.
I've seen Insomnia.
Okay.
That's Robin Williams.
You really like Prestige.
Yeah.
You like his Batman.
Yeah.
You like the Oppenheimer. Would you throw this in your top 5? Because I guess you
I haven't watched it enough. I think I gotta watch it again, I really do.
Yeah.
I've watched it twice.
Yeah.
And you guys are still.
It'll get better.
Yeah,
Right.
does.
It only gets
It's
better.
rewarding.
You know.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
It is like even just because I knew we had to do this for the show.
Yeah.
I was a little scared because I was like, man, this is gonna hit you with so much info.
Right.
So it was a little scary,
It did.
even just turning on the movie. I was like, oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
getting into this.
Well, I was never gonna come here and like shit on it just because I know you guys love it more than I do. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't feel like this is deserved of being shit on.
yeah.
I wasn't gonna come here and also lie and say like I definitely.
Like it when you don't, right? Yeah.
Well, no, I do like it though. I do.
I just meant like you like. I'm just saying hypothetically.
Not
yeah,
on the level you guys
yeah.
do, but that's why I love to hear what you guys love about this movie, right? So was there a through line of the same movie in any of our top fives? Did we all have the same pick at any of these? Dark
Well,
Knight.
I wouldn't have it
Dark
just-
Knight, I think, is the only one we all had.
No, he had Dunkirk as well, and
No, I didn't have
no,
Dunkirk.
No, he
though.
did. He did.
No, but I didn't have. I'm
Yeah.
saying, was there
I
one
see
that
what
was in all three
We
of
all
our
had
top
Dark
five?
Knight, I guess.
Dark Knight, I think, is the
Yeah.
only one. See,
Yeah.
that's an impressive
you know
catalog.
what? I
That's an
think-
impressive
Yeah.
catalog.
I think
He
that
just
is
happened to
probably
be
his
wearing
most
the Batman
iconic
shirt.
movie.
yeah.
I think
Dark Knight, of
yeah,
course.
that's the one
But
everyone
that's because
talks
of Heath
about the
Ledger,
most.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
a lot of
like-
it has to. I mean, the movie's great, but
Yeah.
Heath Ledger is the main.
Yeah, and it's
reason.
Batman. It's like
Yeah,
the like.
I feel like it's the one you don't really hear negative.
No,
it's the
yeah.
one that like no one's really ever gonna talk down on. And
um,
but I didn't have like I wouldn't. I don't personally. I just wouldn't have Oppenheimer or Interstellar in my.
too new or just not for you.
I like the movie, but it's just like the last hour of it becomes this like legal
Did you like
drama,
Oppenheimer?
right? Like
I liked it, but the second half I need to revisit.
Okay,
It's a great
I,
film.
I feel like there's something in the second half that I'm just not fully grasping.
right. I watched it twice in theaters when it came out.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
nice.
I watched it once with Jay, actually. Jay and Lewis.
Oh,
We
nice.
actually went to see it. Yeah, and then I
Which
watched it
one?
because Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
There's
Yeah.
there's some films that are difficult for me when the pace switches entirely.
Not only that, it's there's a lot of talking in this movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like moments like of
Unnecessary.
people just talking.
That's probably his most depressing movie.
Which one?
I would say that's more
it's pretty
depressing than
bleak.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Talking about like the atomic bomb.
But
and
but
shit.
it's also like in that
Yeah, it has to
same
be.
way, and I hate to
Time
say this
frame.
because it was a tragedy what happened. It does examine the beauty of being able to create something, but then it turning its back on you and
Yeah.
being a terrible thing that you created.
yeah.
But does that mean you shouldn't create
Create
it if it's something you've been pursuing? Your
Well,
whole, but that was the whole
I don't
criticism in the movie. There's like, you should not make this. Like, what
Yeah.
are you doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a Miyazaki film, The Wind Rises,
yeah?
which is excellent. You familiar with
I've
that
seen
one? Where man's obsessed with building planes, and that's the through line in all
Dreaming.
Miyazaki's films is aviation. He loves flying and all of his flying machines, and
That's a
he
good one.
creates planes for the war for the Japanese.
Yeah.
And he's creating weapons of destruction in World War II. So he hates himself at a certain point of the movie, but
gotta
he
see that.
loves the creation
Yeah, he
itself of
loves
making
the
planes
process of it.
so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So they examine that beauty of it, but then again, it's like a double-edged sword in that way, where it's just like you're creating
Something
things that
could
are going to
possibly end
kill. Exactly.
people's
So
lives.
it's
like people that make guns. It's
and
like
I'm sure no
everything,
one's
man.
actually made that comment about the film Oppenheimer, but like that's
Well,
the
there's
trouble
that
that
line,
he with
there's
the,
that line
and that's why James Cameron hates on it, because he thinks it's socially irresponsible for him to have made that film
I
based
think
off
I
of like
think
what
his
happened.
I think his criticism about it was that he didn't really like have a position about anything
Right.
in that movie, right?
but
Like,
that wasn't what the movie was.
yeah. So it's
Which I
kinda
can
like
appreciate, but
whatever,
if
yeah.
there's plenty of movies like that examine that same tragedy.
Man,
But
the
I
craziest thing is seeing that movie drop in Japan.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that is like,
Yeah.
oh man, like
Just
watching-
dropped.
Like, yeah,
Literally.
They saw that movie back in
it's
the
like, here,
40s, right?
relive this. Like, man, that is brutal.
No, it's
There's
true.
a
It's
shot to the
true.
face. Yeah.
Which is
No,
what,
that
but
is
that's what I
actually
mean. I
rough.
get why some people didn't dig it because of that
Yeah.
alone,
It's
right? I
uncomfortable,
get
like,
it.
experience
I
to
get
go
it.
through.
I get it. But
Well,
but
the thing is, like, I just like the action stuff. So that's why Oppenheimer is a lot of talking, especially the last hour of the
Yes.
film. They're just in a courtroom and shit. Like,
Robert
kinda-
Downey Jr. is excellent
he's
in that
great.
movie,
Yeah.
though. He deserved
but
that
you know who's
Oscar.
actually the best performance in that movie for me personally, and it's actually the one who didn't get the Oscar. It
Who?
was Emily Blunt as
Yes.
the wife. Yo,
Thank
she
you.
fucking stole the show.
I
completely.
agree with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
left that theater saying that's the best performance she's ever given.
Yeah.
I honestly
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and ever since then,
Oh,
I've
wow.
always liked her. But
Yeah.
ever since then, I had
Yeah.
like a whole new appreciation for
Yeah,
her.
no, she
I
smoked that shit.
she did. She really did. Yeah. So the best woman performance in any
Eddie
of
Nolan
Nolan's
film,
film,
100%.
hands down. Yeah. until the Oddysey.
Yeah.
When
Anne
you're
Hathaway?
yeah,
I love
your
Anne
girl is
Hathaway.
gonna come through. All right, I guess unless there's anything else you want to add, I guess this is the we're at the end here, end of the road. We're gonna go back now, right? Back to the start of the
it's already
episode.
happened now,
Yeah.
This is already
Go backwards.
There's another group of podcasters about to come in right now.
One moving forward, one moving
We gotta
back.
wait till
yeah.
our clock's run out.
But this is the point where we announce the next pick, which is mine. And since we just did a double feature recently, we had a lot of fun with that, me and Jay, amongst our picks. And it's the summer, and our scheduling kind of dates have been, a little bit harder to kind of get all together. I think I'm going to do another double feature, but a little nice breezy one. I like to travel the world in the summer. I like to see some destinations. I like to hang out with some old friends. We're gonna do Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12 for the next double feature
That's what
pick.
you guys did, yeah?
No, this is what we're doing on our next episode.
You're picking. So is his pick the 12?
This is my pick. No, I'm doing a double feature myself.
Oh,
That's it. He's like, fuck you guys.
I love those movies.
I know you do. So let's do
Good
some. We're gonna
picks.
eat some snacks with Brad Pitt. We're gonna do the Ocean's movies.
Too. Yeah, now I can put them all together and they're gonna start
Oh,
blending
man, I
into
can't
one,
wait.
man. It's fucking me
So
up.
yeah, so you guys have that to look forward to for a double feature for the next episode.
wow.
We're gonna be doing Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12. I really don't care to talk about 13. 13's fine. I like 13,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
we don't have to
the
do that,
first
yeah.
two are the best ones. But once again, thank you, Allan, for coming on as a guest. I
thanks
really
for-
appreciate it.
thanks for
Yeah,
having
man.
me.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
it
a
was great.
great
This is
experience.
really fun.
This is a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, and make sure to check out Allan. We're also going to be dropping our top 5 movies of the year episode so far. Make sure to check that out in the feed. It'll be out after this episode. And me, Jay, Allan, and Max are going to be talking about our top 5 favorite movies that have come out so far this year. So, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun as well. So, yeah, thanks again for coming on as a guest. Thank you for bringing Allan along. He's been trying to hide you from us. We're like, hey, where's Allan? What's going on? When's he coming on
Very
next?
possessive.
Yeah, I know. I always get jealous. This guy's like, "Oh, I'm going to see a movie with Allan." I'm like, "These fucking guys, this guy didn't come out to the movie we went out to the other day. I see how it is, Allan."
we gotta go see something for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not the Oddysey though. You guys
Oh.
already.
Let's go see Tenet again.
Yeah, let's go see Tenet. Yeah.
I would. I'd be down. It is playing.
tomorrow.
Yeah. I know. I'm not going tomorrow, but
I
yeah.
can't do either.
Yeah, there is a second showtimes though, or I think later throughout the summer that they're doing.
Oh yeah.
it.
I think
Oh
they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it
They
too.
literally
Yeah,
are
yeah,
showing that at TIFF.
So
Yeah.
maybe. All right, guys. Thanks to everybody again. Max, great pick. And
I ordered my
Jay?
hot sauce an hour ago.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Peace, guys.
Later. Welcome to the show, everybody.